Hey guys, welcome back.
Hey guys, brand new podcast.
Hey, wait a minute. It's my podcast.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Enjoy. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you, ladies. 1 year.
I know, well, that's why we bought it.
We brought you champagne and little treats.
Oh, that's why you brought that.
Yes.
And that's why I was in fucking Home Goods.
Oh,
Shit talking about
you were shit
talking
talking about
we
me.
were looking for a bucket.
I walked up on you shit talking, right?
Ice bucket. No, I was looking for a champagne bucket with Sophia, and she said, "For what?" I said, "For Leanne." She said, "Why?"
That was really
she
sweet.
said, "I said we're doing the 1 year for her. We're gonna get it to celebrate her 1 year." She said, "Has it been 1 year?"
Yeah.
And then we're like, "With this, we cannot find a ice bucket."
Oh,
I
really?
mean, not an ice bucket, a
bucket.
champagne bucket.
Yeah.
There's a difference between
Yeah,
an ice
there's
bucket
that's
and
an ice
champagne.
bucket. Yeah.
But that
Had you
is the
gone
only
last
one.
week
So
like
we're
you were
looking and
supposed
looking
to?
and looking. And she's like, "How's Leanne doing?" I said, "She's fine." I said, "We're just doing a podcast." She said, "Is it tonight?" I said, "It's tonight." And then you fucking walk in. And she's like, "What?" I was like, Leanne.
Oh shit!
Whoa,
Mic came off.
you're falling apart after a year. What the hell's
Need
happening?
an upgrade. Sorry, mic issue. That's so funny because I was like, she was complaining. I know she was complaining. Because she has to come so late and we've had to reschedule.
And then so
She texted me.
You
she
look
was
so
like,
guilty.
we were covering because we were like, we couldn't decide which one.
That's why you were all over the Lynn Grusin gift. What about this? What about this? That's so funny. You look so guilty. I was
Okay.
like, she must have been name calling. I must have walked up on piece of shit, Leanne, or something.
So, and then I'm like looking for finalizing Lynn's gift after you left.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh, so Lynn," I was like, "Oh, this oil." I was gonna get her some oil, like pasta oil, basil oil, or garlic oil. I'm like, "Oh, they're not that adventurous. Maybe just do garlic oil."
Yeah.
I said, "I don't know about basil."
Yeah.
And then guess who walks in?
Oh, Sophia told me. Kirsten.
Yes.
It was like a Girl Scout meeting at home.
I know. I heard. Every time she talks about someone, they walk in.
Yes.
Right?
And I'm like,
So
"Well, I'm only
crazy.
just shopping for your neighbor, so don't tell her what we're." I
Right,
said,
don't tell her
"You
what I'm
think it's
buying."
good for Lynn?
Yeah.
Might as well ask you."
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And I'm like, "Oh God." I said, "Let's get out of this Home Goods, man."
It was so funny.
funny.
Sandy, you look so guilty.
Yes, because we literally was
She was buying your present.
No, I just put down the bucket. I put down the elbow. I was like, "Leanne?"
I know, and your cart was all sideways in the aisle, like it caught you mid-turn. Leanne Kreischer? And I went, yes.
Okay, no.
How long have you been here?
No,
have you
to
been
self,
listening to what
do
I was
not
saying?
talk shit about anybody at
In
Home
Home
Goods.
But literally, what you said was,
so funny.
how long have you been here? How long have you? Did you hear what I was talking about? Did you hear what I was saying? I was like, were you talking shit
You
about
are
me?
guilty. Oh my god.
Yes. I was talking shit about you. I was like, it's about my podcast, isn't it? Yes, it was about your podcast.
Well, we bought you some strawberries too.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, cheers.
Thank
I'm
you.
so excited.
Yeah.
You've done a whole year.
Thank you. I know. I can't
awesome.
believe it was a year. I just went
I
through.
actually can't believe it either. It's
It went really fast, right? Well, Kathy's done like 50% of the episodes. So thank you, Kathy. Hey, cheers to your
dude,
first
cheers.
year.
Cheers to Kathy. So speaking of talking shit, I mean, in
Yeah.
restaurants,
Yeah.
like when you're always talking about somebody, do you look around and see if that person's around?
I almost always check before I talk shit. But I'm not a big shit talker, I don't think. I talk shit in the privacy of people's homes. Or on
In
the
their
phone.
home, talking about their
No,
shit?
not that. Not in their home. In your house, mostly. Or your house, mostly. Right?
she talks such shit about you. You would not believe it.
Today.
Same thing.
I
Same here.
texted her from Home Goods and I went, I totally busted Sandy.
I
talking
know.
shit about me in Home Goods.
And of course I was like, that's so fucking funny. Sandy just got busted buying a gift.
I know, and I said to her,
knew it.
I said to her, I was just talking about shit about you because we were just talking about her about the comment about doing the pole dancing class,
yes.
and you have torn rotator cuffs. So
Yes.
your response was, "I can't do the pole dancing, but I can spread my legs." And I was like, "I fucking love Sandy so much because that is so funny." And Kathy
was
said,
hysterical.
"Kathy said, you know, that was the first thing that came in her head."
I was like,
for
that
you?
was like,
Or for me?
No, for you.
No, for
Oh,
you.
yeah.
That was literally your brain vomiting. You're like, oh yeah, but I can spread my legs. And I was like,
No,
oh my God,
literally,
that's just the
I
first
just
thing
got that email right when I came back from the doctor's office. And I'm like, you fucking Leanne. There's no way I'm doing pole dancing.
Well, you know, you can spin around just with your knees.
That's what I saw Sam at pickup.
Yeah.
And she said, you know, you can do it. Just with one
arm.
one
You can do it
arm.
with
Then a one-arm
You can't
pole
do it with,
dancer.
like no arms though.
One-arm pole dancer.
No, I'll just do my legs to wrap it around.
Well, you
and
can
then-
spread them.
And then you're gonna fall off. No, you need an arm.
I do need it on.
You need one arm.
One.
You don't need both. You could do it with
I'm
one.
not fucking doing that.
I think there's a lot of like momentum too.
Yes.
You know, I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
I might just tear my other one.
There you go. Double down. Why not? It's not going to be as fun if you don't go. So I'll just have to wait. But I don't want to wait like 6 months. How long is this arm going to take to heal?
I hope not 6 months. He said that 1 month I go back and see him, and then see if I need surgery. But he said that the physical therapy and the medicine, and he gave me the shots. That fucking hurts.
The cortisone shot?
Yeah.
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 That really hurts. And then he said it's gonna hurt a few days, but in a week I should feel a lot better.
Oh, good.
So,
But it won't fix the tear. The tear doesn't
the
re-heal,
tear,
right?
Because
it has
it's
to
so
be.
inflamed right
I see.
now.
Yeah.
He said that he said if I don't do anything about it, it will become a tear. But it may not be a tear. He
I
said, but I
see.
can't see it yet
'Cause it's so
Because it's so inflamed.
I see.
Because
That
it's
makes sense.
all white, like he was showing to me. He said, I'm gonna not try to do surgery unless we have to.
Right.
I said, I don't want to.
No.
No.
Nobody
Yeah.
does. But I tell you, it's pretty relieving. You know, my aunt tore. She fell in her shower and reached up to grab herself and tore both rotator
Oh my
cuffs.
God.
Both.
Both. She couldn't raise both her arms.
Yeah.
Terrible.
She was in so much pain. And that surgery was her only answer. And
Okay.
she was like, she wasn't sleeping. She was in so much pain.
And because it's not a fall or anything like,
An injury.
So he thinks that it could be just a repetitive movement that I don't know what happened. And
I wonder if it's from yoga.
Or from
It
walking
is
the
from
dog.
yoga.
Oh, you
Walking
think-
the dog or just old age.
Is it your left arm?
My left.
So in your right hand, you
It
probably...
is my yoga. He said, you do a lot of push-ups, right? I said, yeah, in yoga, the
Oh.
chaturanga.
Chaturanga, yeah.
And I said, yes. He said, well, don't do it anymore. Then he basically called me stupid. Because I was telling Tom that. He said, so how long has this been? I said, October. He said, so what did you do since then? I said, I went to yoga. So you did more yoga. Okay, yes. And I said, I did physical therapy. Then I felt better. I went back to yoga. He said, you did? Oh, that's very bad, girl. And then Tom said he wanted to say stupid, but he didn't.
He wanted
He
to
just
say
say
stupid.
bad girl.
Well, it is funny because I think we don't think we're really getting old. I don't think I'm really getting old. And then
Yeah, but if it feels better, why wouldn't you go back?
that's true, but
Right? I mean-
it is a proven fact when you get into this age, it does take longer to heal.
I choose to ignore that fact.
That's what I mean. We don't want to accept that fact, so we go back to yoga. I was doing that with my lower back, where I kept going, no. Yoga is like stretching and
Yeah.
strengthening. There's no way that's causing my problem. And the chiropractor went, you can't do yoga. And I went, how can I not do yoga? Yoga's so good for you in so
Yeah.
many ways. And he went, not for you. You can't do yoga. What's happening is you're overextending that piece that's injured every time. So you basically would have to do barely every single move, barely. So you'd get no benefit from the yoga because you can't really fully get into the poses because it's your back is compromised and you're compromising it further. And I was like, well, that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So what do I do? He's like, the best exercise for you is Pilates. I was like, but Pilates is like $80 a lesson or something. I can't afford to do that. I don't want to afford to do that. That's just ridiculous. But I'll be damned. I've been doing some beach body Pilates. Does not hurt my back at all.
Yeah, Pilates is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it doesn't
I
hurt at
have
all.
to do Pilates probably if
It's
this
much
heals.
gentler
So I cancel my membership. No.
at core.
Yeah.
Well, if you find a good
Pilates is much
Pilates
more
place.
painful.
I just do a
Pilates
Yeah.
is very hard.
Yeah. That's
not-
what
but
I
it's
mean.
really good for
right,
your
it's
core.
Yeah, it is.
Much tougher. It's because I have no core. So
You have no body.
that is not
You're
true.
like thin as a paper.
Hence no core.
Exactly.
Have a
Nothing
core? No.
Yeah,
No,
you
I
do.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, it's terrible. When
It's
I
in
do
there
Pilates,
somewhere.
It's dormant.
You can you do a push up? You probably can, right?
I could do one.
Sit-ups?
Not many more.
You probably do
I
a
can
lot
do
of sit-ups.
sit-ups.
Look at her. Abs
I don't
is
do a
like
lot, no.
abs. You don't need to do anything.
That's not true.
Kathy.
I know.
That's definitely not
Well,
true.
everybody needs to muscle
Just
tone and
tone.
cardiovascular, no matter how thin you are.
Yes.
You need muscle tone and cardiovascular.
You just need to pole dance.
I do.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's coming. It's coming. I just got to get.
I was the only
everybody's-
one who said I would pole dance.
I know. Kirsten
I was
said she
trying.
would, but she had knees. I felt like this is another thing that made me feel old.
Oh,
I
geriatric
would
pole
love to do
dancing.
it, but I just had knee surgery. I'd love to do it, but I tore my rotator cuff. I would love to do it, but I'm 30 pounds
Lynn
overweight.
also
you
has
know? Knee problems.
problems. Everyone has problems.
Now, what's your problem, Kathy?
Mental.
No, do you have any physical ailments?
Not at the moment.
That's
My
good.
sciatica is bad right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
What is that?
It just
that's
acts
right.
the back every once in a while, though.
It's the nerve that runs
No.
down your leg.
Yeah. But it's only on one side. It's only on my left, in my left hip. And it just acts up every once in a while. I don't know
Wait,
why.
do you have what do you sit on? Like your
Her
office?
ass.
Like no,
I know,
yeah,
like,
no,
what does
but
that
like
mean?
what kind of chair? Like is it like
don't
you
really
do you
sit in
sit where do you sit most? In your car?
Yes.
Maybe that's the because when I had that, I had a really bad chair once. It's like a plastic chair. I was
I
sitting
don't really
on.
sit down much. I mean, except
And
for the
for
8
office.
hours of driving I do a day. So,
So that's probably what it is.
I guess.
Well, if I could recommend
Yeah.
the new Lincoln Navigator.
Which I have.
No,
That
you
doesn't
don't
really
have mine.
That's true. I have an older version.
Isn't that a couple years older.
But-
Mine has massage
yeah.
massage
Oh, I don't
in the
have that.
driver's seat.
That's really nice.
It's really nice in the two front seats. I know, Sandy. We went somewhere together.
To Sam's house. It's
Oh,
2
just
minutes away.
Yeah, 2 minutes. She was like, "Could you go around the block one more time and get out of the car? This is so comfortable because it's heated too." She turned the heat
I turn
on.
the heat on every
yeah.
But
single
isn't it
day. It
dangerous?
feels so good for my back.
It makes me really sleepy
But
when I'm
isn't
driving.
it dangerous to have it in the
Oh, that
the
doesn't make me
driver's seat?
sleepy.
Yeah, yeah,
too?
yeah. It
The
makes me.
massage would make me sleepy.
I catch myself with my mouth open. If the massage is on, I'm driving like this. So I think it's maybe not super safe. So I start zoning out totally like. But in the passenger seat, it would be awesome,
Yeah.
especially on a road trip or something.
Yeah, right?
That'd be great.
That would be great.
That would
If
be.
we go on a road trip, should we take your car?
Heck
You
yeah.
can drive.
I'll drive. I like to drive. I don't mind driving.
I hate
so
driving.
over
I
driving.
hate driving.
Well, I'm over it too. Oh. So, would you like to hear about my day today?
Oh yes. After
Let's
home
trash
goods.
talk about our children now.
Okay. How much does it suck to have a teenager? How much? How much does it suck to drive for a teenager? Okay.
It just sucks in general.
In general.
I swear to God, they are worse than toddlers. I never
Yeah.
thought I would think that,
I think so.
but they're really worse than toddlers.
I think
They
so.
suck.
Georgia has turned full blonde. No, no offense. But this formal she's at right now while we're podcasting has been such a disaster of planning and organization. I can't even tell you. As much as I've tried to help her plan and organize, it has all failed. And I have not been this frustrated in a long time. So, formals tonight, she was supposed to go with a bunch of friends. She had told me, I was like, okay, school gets out at noon. So tell me what I need to do. Do I need to pick you up at noon? Are you going home with a friend? Let's figure out the plan. What's the plan? Okay, I think I'm going to go home with a friend. Great. Well, I need that friend's parents' number. I don't know her parents. I don't know your friend. So I want to talk to the parents before you go over, right? She gives me the parents' phone number last night at 10 p.m. I've been asking her all week for this. So I was like, okay, at this point, you can't go home with this friend at noon. I was like, are you really going to stay at the friend's house from noon to 7 when your formal is? You're bringing all your formal stuff to school with you, makeup, everything. You go home with this friend, and mom's taking you to the formal. Yep, that's what's happening. Okay, I need to confirm this with the mom. I get the mom's phone number at 10 p.m. last night. And I said to her, you're not going home with this girl until I've spoken to this mom because I don't know these people.
Yeah.
And so she was like, okay. So I talked to the mom. Mom's really nice. Everything's cool. Yeah, she can come home after school. Great. So Georgia leaves with her stuff this morning. So I'm thinking, Georgia left this morning. I'm not seeing her again until she gets home at 11:30 tonight. No problem. School gets out at 12.
Mom.
12 o'clock, she calls me and she goes, so yeah, I left my jacket, my purse, and all my jewelry. Can you drive it to me? And I was like, seriously? Like, you want me to drop everything now and drive it to you because you forgot it? And she said, yeah, I'm really sorry, but could you do that? I was like, okay, it's your formal. I'm not going to have you look like half put together for your formal. If this was like softball practice, you'd be on your own. But I understand this is special and your head wasn't in the game this morning. Fine. So 2 minutes later, she calls me back and she goes, actually, I'm not going home with a friend.
Oh, God.
Actually, I need you to pick me up and then I need you to bring me back to the friend's house at 5:30. I was like, well, there's a bus. They because you got let out at noon, they said there would be a bus. Yeah, I just missed that bus. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to kill you. So I go get her, right? What time? She didn't say, I'm sorry. She didn't say I got to be back at this friend's house at 5:30. She said, I got to be back at some point, maybe 4, maybe 5. I said, you need to tell me. I was like, you are so frustrating right now. I said this to her because I'm telling you what information I need and you're not giving it to me, or you're giving it to me and constantly changing it so that I can't plan my life. You're making my life really difficult and this isn't okay. So I need you to find out from her mother what time you're supposed to be back for sure. So she does. She says, okay, it's 5:30. I was like, great. So at 4 o'clock, before you called me today, whatever time that was, it was before that, way before that, I went into her room and she's bawling. I'm like,
no.
What's going on? I'm thinking she's worried about some boy coming. She's worried that she doesn't have the right shoes or whatever. She goes, I was just reading this book and this character just died in the book and I can't get control of myself. It's sobbing. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay. I said, why don't you have a cry out? Just cry it out. No, that's not going to help. I just need to get myself under control. I was like, okay. I just need to be alone. Okay. So I leave. I come back literally 5 minutes later.
She's
it's
on her
as
period?
if she were the exorcist. No, her period was last week. It's as if she was, that never happened. She was totally fine, completely recovered. And I went, okay, do you want me to help you do your hair? No, I'm just going to go straight. Okay. So 4:30.
Yeah.
4:30. She says, I think I do want you to do my hair. Can you curl my hair? We're supposed to be there at 5:30.
And you're supposed to book her an appointment.
And I over and over, but she was going home with her friend.
Yeah.
So I didn't book an appointment because she was going home at noon. So 4:30, 1 hour before we're supposed to be at the girl's house, which is 30 minutes from here, she says, can you curl my hair? And I go, you're going to be late to your friend if I curl your hair. She said, that's okay. I said, listen, I'm talking to Sandy. Plug up your curling iron and get it ready. So I go in there. She plugged up the curling iron, but it has 3 head attachments. She didn't turn it on or put a head on it. So it's not even hot. And I go, Georgia, how am I supposed to curl your hair? You plugged it up, but you didn't turn it fucking on. And she went, well, I didn't know which one you wanted to use. I said, I don't give a shit which one. Just plug one up so it's hot when I get in here. That was useless for you to plug it up and leave for 10 minutes. I was waiting for it to heat up. Oh my God. And then I asked her, Wednesday, we went to get shoes last week on Monday. They didn't have them at the Nordstrom's by her school, so I had to go pick up shoes for her at Wednesday at Americana, which is on my way to Pasadena. No big deal. Picked up the shoes. They held them for me. I literally walked in, walked out. No big deal. I said to her Wednesday, try the shoes on, make sure they fit. Yeah, they fit. They didn't fucking fit. They didn't fit. They were so big that she put maxi pads in them to try and make them fit. And I'm going, this is a goddamn disaster. This is a disaster. And I'm giving you the roadmap for this not to be a disaster. And you're refusing every single bit of it. She put fucking maxi pads in her feet and they were still too big. She's walking with like the left shoe clomping, like with a pad falling out of her shoe. Right? I'm like, you're gonna dance and a maxi pad's gonna fall out of your shoe. Right. You're gonna be so embarrassed with all these boys from high school at your all-girl Catholic school. Finally, these boys are at this formal, and you're gonna be throwing maxi pads
because the maxi pad has that peel of like
the right can stick inside.
It was very smart. I mean, her feet will not be sweaty.
Yeah,
there's absorbent.
That's true.
But I'm like.
And she can have a blister. It'll be okay because
totally.
It's padded. It's awesome.
So she has no jacket. The jacket, she was going to wear a denim jacket to a formal. And I went, no, you're not wearing that. You're not. So we went through my closet. She rejected everything in my closet except that burgundy sweater I wore to Sasha's bat mitzvah. She took that. And I was like, fine. We get halfway there and she starts freaking out because she doesn't have a hair tie. Like, I've got to have a hair tie. I'm like, no, you don't. You actually don't. And I am not turning around to get you a fucking hair tie. I'm not. We're not getting. You're going sans hair tie. You can fucking tie your hair up with a piece of dental floss for all I care. This has been my week. This started Monday.
Yes.
With trying to buy this, and I kept laying it out for her. These are the things I need to know. Try on your shoes before the day of. She literally tried them on as we're walking out the door. She can't even walk in them. They're so big. And they're the right size that she tried on in Woodland Hills, so really they should fit. But they didn't. You know how sometimes that just works out like that. Yeah. And I just was like, I don't know actually what to do.
Say,
I think this may be that part in that book, Untangled, where they are just completely psychotic.
Yes.
I mean, I could not have done more to help this girl. And she did not do, any of it. It was a disaster.
I think it's just, it's their age. It's flakiness. It's like,
yes.
Because it's all depend on what their friend's agenda.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And their mind changes like that.
All the time.
Like literally, it is impossible to keep up. I'm going at this time. No, I'm going at this time.
Yeah.
No, I'm going at this time. Oh, and now I'm going to this person's house. No, Mom, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to know?
Yeah, Kylie has
Can you pick me up
friends coming tomorrow.
after? Like, can't you just drive me back to school? That would be
No,
four
fucking
times to drive 25 minutes to your school today. No, I'm not doing that.
No.
I'm not driving there 4 times today.
No.
But then I have to wait 30 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do. You have to wait 30 minutes. Tough shit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, today, George's like, I just missed that bus. I can wait on the late bus. I'm like, you're going to wait from noon to 5:45. Are you a fucking idiot? You have to be back at your formal. You're such an idiot. I want to say to her, when did you get stupid? Because you've been real smart.
That's really what has happened.
Right?
I think they're stupid.
Yeah.
Something's
like, it's not
happened.
about psychotic, but they're like dumb.
Yeah.
They've lost all brain function.
Yeah. She was even laughing at herself. She had an evaluation with her counselor last week. They have like a quarterly or whatever, every semester they have an evaluation. And she wrote her goals out last semester for this semester, and her goal was do better.
Do better. I love it. Oh, at least she has a goal.
She said, I looked at that and I
Perfectly
went,
unattainable.
right? She said, I looked at that goal and went, what was I thinking? I mean, that's not a real goal. Who puts do better? And then I thought, actually, I did. So what's wrong with me? And she said, I think I'm getting more and more blonde as I get older. I'm just ditzy and I can't remember. And I'm like, a lot of smart people are blonde. I don't think it's blonde.
Yeah.
Kathy Fromkin's one of the smartest people I know. Super blonde. It has to do with the fact that you're a teenager.
That you're a teenager.
Yesterday,
and you might be.
Tom, the refrigerator was open and Tom opened it and then Kylie went and get something out of the refrigerator and then she didn't close it. So she just left it there. And then Tom's like, what was that? I was like, but I didn't open it.
But she just got something else.
Yes. Yeah, but she said, but I didn't open it. And he said, you want me to punch you in the face? I'll punch you in the mouth right now. I'm going to punch you in the mouth right now. But she said, but this is going to cost you money because I have braces on. And then it's going to cost you pay for these braces. So it will cost a lot for it to be fixed. And he said, good point. Fucking close the refrigerator.
Right. But I didn't open it.
But I didn't open it.
She just
What
opened it.
stupid shit is that? So I didn't open it.
I don't know. It's happening all the time. Stuff like that. All the time. But this week was a new high. I've never experienced this much frustration with this particular child ever. Like, this was really frustrating. Today was really, when she texted me and said, yeah, I forgot my jewelry, my bag, and my coat. I was like, that's everything.
Right. So, what did you bring?
What did you
exactly.
bring? Dress, shoes.
Maxi pads?
Bet you didn't have maxi pads at school. Good thing you came home to put those maxi pads and those shoes. But, it was pretty inventive. Pretty good problem solving.
Yeah.
Yep.
Still couldn't walk in the
If
left
only
foot.
it worked.
Right? The right foot, it worked. Left foot,
Oh, really?
She
still
needed
sloppy.
two maxi
one?
pads in the left
No, she
foot.
clearly her left foot is slightly smaller than her right. Or the left shoe is
she
slightly
got
bigger than the right.
4 maxi pads and
She-
3 in the
That's what she said. She said, maybe I can get my hands on one more maxi pad. I was like, because we were halfway to Woodland Hills when she was putting the maxi pads in her shoes, right? Maybe I can get my hands on one more maxi pad. Maybe my friend has some maxi pads. I was like, you are out of your fucking
Wait, did she
mind.
put the liner or the actual like what is it like?
It's the medium one.
Medium.
Did she like squish it in the toes though? Like
It's the medium one. So
and
it's,
she just lined the whole shoe
yeah,
with it.
she got a big ass foot. It was the length of the maxi pad. There was no overage.
Yeah, but like, how does
She
that
tucked
help
the
her
wings
stay
under and stuck it in. Oh my god!
She's gonna be really tall, dude. Like,
She's
right,
so
the cushion.
tall.
How does that like help her stay in the shoe though? Doesn't that just elevate her?
No,
Yeah.
I had this problem when I have a really tiny heel, and Aldo. Every time I bought Aldo shoes, my foot would slip off the heel, and they sell a pad that just goes in the ball of your foot that for whatever reason pushes my foot back enough so it stays on my heel. So I thought, well, same theory, except I guess we should have just put it in the ball of her foot. Maybe we should have wadded the maxi pad up and stuck it just under the ball of her foot, because then we just elevated the whole foot. But it worked for the right foot. So she's just going to be like, peg leg, walking around dragging this one
Hopefully
bad
she doesn't have
leg.
to take off her shoes. Be like, okay.
Right?
Oh, you're on your period? 1 second. I have a pad. It's in my shoe. It may smell a little funky, but so do you. So here we go, right?
It's only slightly used because it's absorbed by sweat.
Right.
Are there
Only
guys
sweat.
going to this formal?
Yeah. She went with
We're not gonna go with just girls.
4 girls.
Okay.
She went in like a pack of girls. There was a bunch of her friends didn't. They watched girls get massively rejected, I guess, at the all boys school basketball game, and they were like, pass. Well, let's just go together. So that's what they're doing.
Well, I'm sure one of them would have an extra maxi pad.
Surely.
Do they have them in the bathroom?
Right.
Just buy one for 25 cents.
Well, those are like literally a mattress. The one that she had is more like a large panty liner. It's not super thick, but it's thick. It's thicker than a panty liner, but it's not like a maxi pad.
Right.
It's not the big one.
It's not like the diaper.
Oh my God, this kid.
Oh, Leanne.
I know.
I'm dying to hear what happened.
my God, I
with
know.
this.
I know I am too. I texted her. She was just texting when we were talking about her, and I texted her like 2 hours ago and said, "Are you having fun?" And she just texted back, "Yup." So
Okay,
she's
good.
having a good time, which is all that really matters.
Matters
really. But
after
oh my
all this.
God. Yeah, I forgot my jacket.
I dropped Max off early, like 45 minutes early today. He's like, no, it's fine. I can go help set up, blah, 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 for this event that he's going to. And I'm like, text me when you get upstairs. Let me know that everything's okay, because I dropped him off in the garage. So whatever.
Nothing.
An hour and a half later, I was like, hello?
Yeah.
Is everything okay? Clearly, at this point, you're fine.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Communicative.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's Isla. Isla was here with the play date and the play date's dad, because when we were talking about the play date yesterday, or hangout date, the hangout
right,
date,
not say
not
play
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 date.
date is so
How do you roll
baby.
with your
Yes,
eyes?
not
It's
cool anymore.
very baby. I get
Yes.
it. But so when we were talking about the hangout date and finalizing all our plans yesterday, where was Georgia? At her friend's house from noon to 7. I had no problem. Today, as of noon, now I got to take her back to Woodland Hills in the middle of this hangout date. Her dad is a police officer and works until 6. So I was like, I got to leave them at home for a little bit by themselves. He was totally fine with it, but
He arrested you.
totally. I'm so arrested. But I said to Isla, call me when he gets there so I know you're leaving, because they were in the middle of making cookies when I left, and I wanted to make sure she turned off the oven. Doesn't call me.
Yeah.
Doesn't answer the home phone. Doesn't answer her cell phone. Doesn't answer my text. Get home, oven is on.
Oh, shit.
I was like, really? Okay, well, I won't be doing that ever again.
Right.
You've lost that privilege totally.
Yes,
Still hasn't called me back.
Cannot be trusted. Yeah.
Still hasn't.
So she didn't call you?
Never has called me or texted me ever since the dad picked her up.
But you know he did, right?
Yeah,
Did
I
you
know he
check
did.
your
Oh,
ring?
I've talked with him
Oh, okay.
a bunch. Yeah, no, he's
Right,
actually
the
a
dad's
really great
responsible.
Guy.
Yes.
Yeah, the dad's like, got her, going to Taco Bell.
Right.
We're gonna watch a movie on Netflix. This is the movie we're watching. You okay with that? He's like hyper vigilant about making sure Everything's
Well,
on
he's
the
a
up and
police
up.
officer,
He's
yeah.
really great.
Yeah.
He's actually really, really.
I was in good hands.
Isla's
No
in
way.
good hands. Yes,
Not her own good hands.
not her own good hands, and probably not good for her that she's in his hands because he is a police officer and she's very criminal. But I'm sure she'll be good for him. But yeah, no response.
Did
No
I
response.
ever tell you what happened with that when I went to the Melrose Trading Post, took your daughter and your daughter and my 2 daughters, and then we were walking out.
You
some
just
girl
told me this story.
approached
Yeah.
Lily, and then good thing
Yes,
Tom
we're-
was here,
yeah.
and Tom's like,
Because remember, your Lily was making fun of you. I'm not going to say beat it. Mom.
yes,
Yeah.
and he was said to Lily Lily said to Lily, hey, I saw you over there, you look really cute. And Tom was like,
Yeah.
"Do you-
Thank God
hey,
Tom was there."
She's a kid now. She's a kid. Beat it. Go." And then he was like shook, and I was like, "Oh wow." And then
So creepy.
so after
It's
that, I
creepy,
talked to the
right?
girls. I said, "Listen, good thing that Tom was there, but if there's no adults, what would you guys have said to him?" I was like, I was gonna just tell him that I have a gun in my backpack. I love that. I was like, yeah, you could say that too.
Really believable.
Yes,
Very
I
plausible.
was like, I will have a gun in our backpack. I was like, okay, Isla.
I mean, excellent problem solving,
You're right.
but maybe not entirely credible.
Maybe not.
But that's
so
pretty
much
good
with the
though.
work.
I wouldn't have that
On the fly, I have a gun in my backpack. She would probably would,
Yeah,
right? She probably would say that. That's really
that's
funny.
really smart though. I was like, oh, I didn't think of
Well,
that. Maybe you should use that all the time, girls.
Yep. I have a gun in my backpack.
Because apparently beat it is not cool enough, right?
No,
Because
I was
Kylie's like,
beat
Mom,
it.
I'm not going to say
I said,
beat it.
Beat it.
Like, thank God Tom was there.
Yeah,
Lily
they
didn't even
made-
tell me this happened.
Really?
She didn't
Lily
even
didn't?
tell. No, she didn't tell me about it.
Huh.
I heard about it from you. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why didn't she tell you? Have you talked to her about it?
No.
I wonder why she didn't tell you. Maybe she didn't think much of it. She's not one to not tell you stuff.
No, she tells me plenty.
Yeah, she's not one to not
I think it didn't
register.
it didn't really register how weird or creepy that was.
Yes,
Well, especially
because-
as
because
Tom
was
handled
there.
it.
Thank God. Tom was like,
and
"Fucking
also
beat it.
Kylie
They're
said
12."
that they saw the same guy in there saying to some girls
Yeah.
as well and trying to get their number.
Yes.
So creepy.
It's so creepy.
Yeah.
So predatory. I like to think that doesn't really exist, but it really does. It's
It
really
does.
creepy.
It does, but then when you think back to when you were I don't know how old this guy was, but
He was in his 20s.
okay, that's creepy. But in high school, that's kind of what boys did and probably still do.
Yeah.
Right? It feels like he was recruiting some.
Okay, that's
like,
really
Human
creepy.
trafficker.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, I saw you. You look really great." So it's like a modeling thing, and give them people cards.
Yeah. No, that's
something
super
like
But I
that.
still believe that's human trafficking.
Yes.
I believe
yeah.
that they're
creepy.
putting him into prostitution. I believe that. It's terrible.
So Isla's in the right mind.
And Lily's a prostitute. I mean,
Yeah.
an excellent candidate.
I was like, I have a gun in my backpack.
I have a gun in my backpack. I've told her forever. I'm like, listen, if some dude comes up to you, don't even bother with the balls. Kick him in the shin. That hurts like motherfucking shit. And you can kick somebody in the shin when they're holding you. You can kick somebody in the
It's
shin.
a lot easier to reach there.
So easy to
than-
reach that shin, man. Just to take that and all your might, just wham, and then they will. It hurts so bad. Have you ever been kicked in the shin? It hurts so bad. There's no meat there, so they just hit your bone. Oh, it's awful. That's how we used to fight on the playground, and I was like, I remember that. That really hurts.
Now who's criminal?
Well, I got kicked in the shin a lot on the playground, but I've always told her that. So not that has anything to do with saying I have a gun in my backpack, but I hope maybe it translates somehow into not everybody is safe.
Safe, yeah.
And if
My daughter,
really,
of course, is like, sorry, I can't. I have to go. I'm like, but you don't apologize. You have to say sorry.
She was like,
Yeah.
I already have 3 modeling contracts. I apologize.
sorry, I'm busy. Like, what? No, don't fucking apologize.
Yeah.
I already have a date.
You can be an
Thanks,
asshole. Like,
Right.
it's okay.
Sometimes it is okay.
Beat it.
Beat it. Yes, beat it.
Hey, beat it.
Lily's like, where? No one says that stuff.
Right.
No one says beat it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's okay to say beat it.
Yes, it is.
Fuck
That
off.
creepy
Leave me
guy.
alone.
No, I just recently also bought Kylie for Christmas, like that, that alarm thing, like when you're walking alone, because she walks sometimes to like Jamba Juice with her friends after school. She say, "Oh, can I go somewhere? I'm just gonna walk down to Trader Joe's with my friend. They like to walk to the mall
Yeah.
and something." But I still get really nervous.
Yeah.
This is girls.
Yeah.
And then, so I don't
Girls
know.
in
You know
that
how like
age.
you surfing on the email or on the internet, and these things pop up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this dad lost her child like
Yeah.
Yes.
6 years ago because he went. They were in the mall, sent her down to get his wallet that he left.
Mm-hmm.
In the car, and then she got attacked,
Oh,
and then she's gone.
yeah.
She was gone.
That's terrible.
But then if she would, so he invented this like alarm, so you can press this really loud.
That's
So he gave
good.
it to her, and I was like, hey, put it in your backpack or something, just when you're walking. He's like, I have my phone. I'm like, no, just use that.
Right.
But you always forget. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just some sort of protection. It's like,
Yeah.
you just never know. We're in a big city, and
We are in a big city. I just read something in a book. I don't remember which book it was. It may have been How to Raise an Adult about how the perception of abductions is much larger than the actual number of
The reality of
abductions.
it.
right.
That we are so afraid of it because it became such a press feast back in the 80s when that little Adam Lambert or Adam, whatever his name was, got abducted from New York City. It became this like press feeding frenzy, and the actual number of abductions hasn't really changed, but because they're so in the press, we feel like it's really changed. So it's changed kind of the psyche of society based as far as abductions are concerned, but it really hasn't, statistically hasn't really changed at all. I mean, not that you want your kid to be abducted, but it's an
Right.
interesting perspective to say,
But
oh,
it's far
okay.
more rare than we actually think
It's
it
far
is.
exactly. It's really rare, which is great. Let's keep it really rare, and it's
Yes.
always good to be safe. But it's an interesting perspective
Yeah.
about how that one incident was like a tipping point for people's point of view about abductions in our society. It was really a fascinating thing to learn. I thought it was really interesting that
Yeah.
nothing really changed except that this one abduction got a huge amount of national coverage. And then all of a
Do
sudden,
you think it's because it's the U.S. that's getting a lot of like, coverage with that? Because I never hear anything about like this in Europe, like people getting, kids getting abducted. And in London, we felt really safe. Not one incident have we heard on news or anything about kid getting snatched. Is it because it doesn't happen there, or is it because of they don't hear about it in the news?
I think
I
it
don't
happens
know.
everywhere.
No.
I think it does happen everywhere because you hear all these stories
Well,
of human
right.
trafficking
Well,
that
yes.
happen, that people are just
But in
taken.
less
and-
developed countries,
mostly in less developed
So,
countries, but I'm sure it has to happen
it has to happen everywhere.
everywhere.
Absolutely.
But the U.S., I feel like they feed us stuff in the press that's sensational and not necessarily important. Not that it's not important if someone gets abducted, but a lot of important issues like the state of education or this, the strike, not necessarily national news for everywhere. Some people in Georgia had no idea we were striking. The largest, or is it the second largest,
second.
public school district in the U.S. was closed essentially, where 20% of their students were going to school. Didn't make national news, but freaking, some of this other stuff that makes, not that someone being abducted shouldn't be national news,
Right.
but it's just, I think that sometimes the press has things a little out of whack here in the U.S. They don't focus on everything. They focus on the sensational, but not everything.
Right.
It's not kind of balanced. I think they just focus on what gets people in front of the television. if LAUSD teachers are striking, it doesn't affect people in Georgia. It doesn't affect them at all. Instead of saying...
That's true. Although my mom knew about it. So it was definitely reported
It
nationally.
was reported.
On some level.
Yeah, on some level, yeah.
But
yeah, I don't know.
I think much later on. But
I don't know. Interesting.
I don't know.
But I see like a lot more kids like going to school in London, like public transportation, by themselves
Yeah.
than here.
That's true in New York.
I don't think it has anything to do with the news, though.
No, I
think
don't
it has
think
to do
so.
with
But
our
it's the
culture
safety.
about-
It's like also I feel, maybe because London has everywhere has CCTV, so
maybe.
they can't get away with anything.
I think it's a different philosophy.
So yes, it's like
Parents
it's
over there
just-
are not hovering.
no. The girls like feel very safe, like going out and buying vegetables or going. I feel really safe letting them go.
Yeah.
But here, I don't know if I can let them just go around the block by themselves, even with walking the dog.
Right.
Because they don't feel safe.
Right.
So I don't know. Is it because of being so open and not like having a lot of people around?
Right.
Or is it because the place is just a different
The
kind
culture.
of mindset?
The culture of the
Yeah.
place. Because New York is very much that way, where kids take public transportation to go to their public school all the
Yeah,
time.
but that's only in the city, not in the suburbs
yeah,
of New York.
yes, that's right. Only in the city, but it does happen in that city. That may be the only place in the
Yeah,
US.
but this is not a city like that.
No, this is not.
Like
No.
you can't do that.
No, you can't do that
unfortunately.
here. I
like it's
wouldn't.
not. Yeah.
Well, some
city's
kids do
so
in the
sprawling.
high school age. I don't know that they do younger, but like, we have a bunch of friends who send their boys on the metro to go to the all boys Catholic school. They don't take the Catholic school bus, they take the metro. But it is a pack of boys, I was going to send Georgia on this metro with this pack of boys, and Bert was like, no way. I was like, but she's going to be with like 4 boys that
Right.
she's known since 2nd grade. And they know the system, and you think any of those boys would let anything happen to Georgia? No, they wouldn't. And he was like, absolutely not. No way. I would have been fine with that if she had been with that group. I don't know about sending her all by herself.
Right.
But in London, they'd send her all by herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
They're all by themselves. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
they'll walk to the train station and then they go and then they come back and then in the dark they walk back home. It's, yeah.
Breeds a smarter kid, more resilient kid, I would imagine. Right? They figured out for themselves. Our kids rely on us to bring them jewelry and jackets and purses to their formal because they forget them,
Certainly we
Yeah.
drive a lot here.
Certainly.
Oh,
Are
God.
you kidding?
Fuck, man.
Right?
You know what? We just
so
bought this
done.
new car, and I was driving in it today going, I am so glad I have this new car that I really enjoy because I am pretty much sitting on it more than my couch.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that I have something I'm really enjoying being in.
And the massage chair.
And the massage chair helps. Yes.
While you're sleeping.
Yes. While I'm sleeping while driving. Sleep driving. But yeah, we spend a lot of time in our cars here.
So Leanne, now that you
Yeah.
have like 1 year in your podcast,
Yeah.
any highlights, high points, low points?
Are you going to change anything this
Are
year?
you going to change anything? What are your goals?
I don't know if-
Sponsorship?
it's
with,
now an
like,
interview
more alcohol
podcast, by the way.
spending?
Right. Thank you.
Sponsorship for
Well, let me
alcohol.
pontificate.
right now. Sponsorship for alcohol would be a
Yes,
great
it would be
one.
great,
Make that
right?
happen, please.
Heck yeah. Let's do that. Then they'll all have to be at night. Right?
That's
we can't
okay.
drink in the daytime. Day drink and pick up our kids at school.
Why not?
Let them take the fucking metro.
That's really what we
Right.
need. It's like fucking day drinking. Oh.
Right? So you have some homework on your own.
I have to confess, one time I was drunk picking up the kids was in London. I was stuck in this fucking dinner.
Stuck.
No, yes, stuck.
Fuck it. Wait, you
No.
were stuck in a dinner and they were still
No,
in
it was
school?
well, first of all, she didn't tell me that it was her birthday. It was in a fancy restaurant. I was
This is someone else's
underdressed.
fault, by the way.
Yeah.
And-
always.
Yeah.
And it was all moms there from the school.
Yeah.
So clearly, I'm like, they all have to pick up. So it was like, then everybody ordered, it's only one menu, which is the fixed menu
Right.
with wine.
Right. And then you just
So you
have to
had to
drink
But
it.
I'm
Right?
like, well, they all have to go. They all have to go pick up.
When in
So
Rome.
if
I
everyone
didn't-
else
but I
is
didn't
doing
know.
it, you should totally
But
do
I
it
didn't know they
too.
all have nannies picking up.
Oh.
I couldn't even leave that place. I was stumbling. I was like, I have to go. And then one of them have like a parent conference. I said, at least I don't have that.
Wow.
And I went stumbling. Like, oh, I'm so glad she's driving me. And clearly she was like she's like, I stopped drinking because I have a parent conference. I went and stumbling, and then Kai said, "Mom, you okay?" I was like, "No, I need to go home and take a nap.
I need to
that's
vomit."
Like, actually, that's the first time. I've never done that before, but I didn't have to.
Have you done it since?
No. Oh yeah. No. No. No.
Let me think.
Maybe.
I don't know. This one time I hit two
no,
cars.
I didn't day drinking. Not like have to pick up the kids.
Right. Day drinking's fun.
Well, yeah.
The last time I day drank, though, I got really sick. It was Thanksgiving when we went those wine tasting. Boy, by that last vineyard, I was done.
Yeah.
I think it actually did something to me because I drank. Where were we? Where we drank two different kind of red wines recently, and one of them made me. I didn't sleep that night because I was convinced I was having a heart attack. Like I was having pain.
That was
Was that Karen's thing?
Yeah.
No, it was like a week ago. We drank Cotillion and another
that was
red wine.
my house.
It was at your house, right? Mm-hmm. And I drank more than I usually drink. And I got home that night and I kept waking myself up because I thought I was having a heart
Maybe
attack.
you're allergic to red wine.
I think I overdrank at that day drink day, and now I am allergic to one of those.
Well, they said the red
What was
wine
the
has
second kind?
a certain type
They're
of
both red,
high content of alcohol.
And tannins too.
Yeah.
It's the tannins.
So, all right. So sorry to interrupt with.
Oh, no, it's
your,
okay.
drinking.
Hey, day drinking is way more fun. You know, it's funny. Bert and I were talking about this the other day. I don't know what I would do differently. I know that I went through all my podcasts this yesterday, I guess. I made like a spreadsheet of every episode I've done and what the topics were and what the downloads and the views were to see kind of what people liked. And it was a lot more even than I expected it to be. I thought it to be
Even
like
between what? What do
like
you mean?
podcasts like this where we're just chatting, and podcasts like about depression.
Specific topics.
I thought maybe it would be like depression would be way up here and the chit chats would be way down here, but it wasn't that drastic. So it was a little more. Halston's going side to side with his head like he maybe doesn't agree entirely. Are you not listening? Oh, you're just daydreaming? Never mind. Sorry to interrupt your daydream. Are you dreaming? Just running the board.
Wait,
like
do you
these
want?
stories.
We didn't even offer you a glass of wine or something.
You want some champagne? After, okay. Yeah, don't. He's got to run the board.
Oh,
Pretty hard.
fine. It's day drinking. It's fine.
You have to listen to Leanne's
You don't drink?
spreadsheet.
I know, right? No, he added
I mean,
to my
something.
spreadsheet.
Without a spreadsheet,
Well, I wanted to
can't believe
know. I wanted the statistics. Like, I wanted to know if this was working. And I think my intention that I set out to do, I think, is working because I keep getting so many emails saying, I feel like I'm in the room with you. I love your friends. I feel like they're my friends, which is what I wanted. I have such great friends and we have such great conversations that I wanted other people to enjoy those conversations. And most of the time we end up learning something in our conversation or at least having a really good time. So I think I did that. And because the emails I'm getting is saying, that's what's happening for them. I can't wait for Thursday because I'm going to meet up with my friends. And they seem to like all of my friends. There's no one that I've gotten any kind of negative like, oh, I can't stand when she's on. That hasn't happened at all. I do notice that some of them that are really specific, like autism, I get a little more people listening to those kind of really hot topics like autism or not. Depression wasn't as high as I thought it would be.
Diabetes.
But diabetes was, and addiction was a really high one. And the ones where I talk about my mom are really high. Like I did a podcast, someone else's podcast called the Mental Illness Happy Hour, where he talks to people who have mental illnesses or have someone in their life who has a mental illness. So I talked about my mom and how my relationship was with her and her mental stuff. And he came on my podcast. I got a lot of feedback from that. A lot. Like I just had no idea my grandmother was a narcissist, but you just described my grandmother because they're pretty textbook. There's not a lot of variation in their behaviors. I don't think. I think it's kind of the same thing. So it's been really an interesting journey. It's been interesting to hear from people and have them say, I just did one about divorce. And I've had so many people email and say, I am in the middle of a divorce. And that was so helpful to just not feel alone. And, you know, this is going to sound really silly, I guess, but I believe we're here to help each other and to heal each other. And I am under no illusion that my podcast is a major healing podcast, but if it helps one person, that makes me feel really fulfilled. And to have someone email me, I've had so many people about the divorce one go, thank you so much. I just am crying every day. And to hear this woman say, I'm crying every day too, makes me feel like, okay, this is normal. I'm not overreacting, or I'm not
I'll get through it.
a weirdo. Yes. And then because I did it with Megan and Felicia, you know, is 3 years ahead of Megan, and Felicia was like, I felt that way too, and now I feel better, so it's going to be okay. So that's made me really proud. I've been really proud of that I go, even if it's only 2 people in one episode, that's 2 people, you know.
Right.
That's 2 whole people that go, I see myself differently, or I see this situation differently. And I think that's really powerful. So I feel really grateful that that's been what's happening. As far as the future goes, I'm just going to keep doing the same. Like I have a podcast booked next week that's about money. Because so many people, I think, feel lost with money when you don't really have to feel lost with money. You just need information. And a lot of people just don't get that basic information. I'm really surprised at how many young people, like right out of college, listen to my podcast. A lot of people. So I feel like that's the person that needs that money talk, you know. I'm really looking forward to that. I have one coming up on infertility that I've been trying to kind of figure out for a while. And I finally found someone who has been going through all these infertility treatments, and they are not successful. And I think they've kind of decided they're done. And to see what that's like and how hard that must be, and how many people go through that.
Oh yeah, I just call up my friend who I haven't spoke to for a long time. And I said, what's going on? I haven't talked to you for, it was because of you. Leanne, you were looking for a lighting person. And so I reached out to my friend, and I said, how have you been? I haven't heard from you. I'm like one of those people that I don't talk to them for like 5 years or 6 years, and they'll be okay. I would just call them and it's like, okay, so he said, well,
true. You do have very long-term.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I have a lot of long
You
friends, but I don't really keep in touch. I'm not very good about that. And then, but once in a while, I'll just like pick up the phone. I like picking up the phone, calling, say, hey, I'm like, they're like, what? Right? So, and he told me that his wife separated. I never got to meet her, and it's because they're trying to have a baby, and because it was infertility.
And they couldn't, and that's why they separated?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
that's
tried
terrible.
a lot of different things, and then that just sort of ruined their sex life. And then it became very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that is the reason. He said, I don't know how to say it, but it was just, and we were really sad about it. We were really sad,
Yeah,
and we
that's
just
terrible.
could not make it work. And then there was no way we could get pregnant. And then we just kind of find ourselves falling out of love.
Thank you.
It was so sad. Then I think, oh,
That is really
my God,
heartbreaking.
we're so lucky to have
Yeah,
like
right.
kids. I mean, we bitch about our kids, but it's like
Yes.
shit. But I just take that for granted, you know, because I never, because it just came, you know, I never had that problem. But when you encounter someone like your friend who wants to have kids, and then just feel like, oh my gosh.
It is really hard.
And then,
It's
I'm
really
sure
hard.
like if they hear about your podcast and you talk about that, they're not alone.
There are
Yeah.
so many that aren't alone.
Yes.
I know 2 people, that I didn't know. One of them I suspected had gone through infertility and gave up, and she's older now. She's well into her 50s, so I know for sure they're done. But this other couple is friends of Bert's sister. She's coming on the podcast, and I've been way in the background, but knowing this is happening. and watching them watch all their friends have kids, and how that must make her feel. So
Yeah.
yeah, open that. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Chocolate covered strawberries?
Yeah.
Nice. Party time.
There's a
But-
card too.
So
you
I
can
don't
read.
know really. I don't know. Bert told me I should do more things like the vaginal steam and the stripper pole class. So I'm going to do that. I have no problem doing that.
He wants the fun stuff, but it's like
No, I think you should do it all.
Exactly.
Like do a little bit of everything.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, if honestly what you're saying is that people like a little bit of everything,
Yeah, they do. I think they do. And I just am so curious about all of it.
Yeah.
I'm just really curious. I just approach everything with massive curiosity. So I feel like if I just keep remaining curious, then everything will be great. And, I would love to have sponsors and make lots of money. Thank you. But if that's not what this is meant to be, if it's just meant to be me learning, and I feel like if I'm learning on the podcast, then whoever is listening is learning also. So that's, to me, then that's enough. Really, that's really fulfilling for me. Of course, everybody would like to make money from something, but we make enough money from Bert's one podcast that I don't need to make money from it. I need the creative fulfillment. And I really do, I started out my college career wanting to be a counselor. And this may be my way of being a counselor because I am not super patient with people who don't fix their problems. So I would not be a good counselor, actually, because I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me? You're talking about this again? We're talking about this problem again? I would not be good at that, actually, I think, in practice. I think I'd much better at going, hey, I don't understand this. Can you help me understand this? And then whoever happens to be listening can then maybe understand it too. I just released last week, this one that's on now is the blue collar versus white collar. I've gotten more response from that than any other podcast.
really,
I have
that's
been
awesome.
really blown away by the response of people who are in the same situation I am, that was raised blue collar, but now currently live in a white collar world. And so many people are going, I am so glad you had this conversation. I feel all of these things. No one understands. I grew up where all my family were like working in a factory, and now I'm like
That's
a
blue
dentist.
collar? I don't know what the difference.
Blue collar is someone who typically works with their hands, or electrician, plumber,
Yeah.
mechanic, heating and air
Like
conditioning
somebody
guy,
that went to trade school, probably.
factory worker.
beautician,
I
like-
work with my hands. all the
No, it's not the same.
time. Is it
No.
a trade? Like,
Yes.
It is a trade, but it's actually a little more than that. I think it's actually, I guess it is a
so
trade.
my dad is a blue collar.
Yes, your dad is very blue collar. So you're someone who came from blue collar and you now live in a white collar world. You're very white collar.
Well, I'm a refugee and now I'm an immigrant.
Same.
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 So I was a refugee and now I'm an immigrant. No, that's Tom's an immigrant. No.
Tom's an immigrant.
Tom's always been
I'm
an
a
immigrant.
refugee.
You're a
though.
refugee, but you did
Right,
grow up
that's
blue
not-
collar because
yeah.
your dad owned a restaurant and cooked in the restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still
so that's
does.
very blue
Although,
collar.
that's, I don't know. Owning a restaurant is not blue collar.
You don't think so?
No, not really. I mean,
No, you own
But
your
he
own
still
plumbing.
chops. He still chops all the onions,
Being-
cabbages, everything. He still chops.
And how does
but
he make
being
it
just a
Polynesian?
cook, maybe.
Pineapple. Pineapple in it. I told you this, right?
Not pineapple.
Pineapple. They don't know what they want. It's like,
They don't know what they want.
the difference.
I said no MSG. Oh, it's too late.
Too late.
Too late.
My middle name, MSG.
MSG.
Right.
No, I was trying to change his menu. I said that
yeah.
is not Ming House. It's Ming's house. No, everybody know me at Ming House. Ming House, no Ming's house. He was so mad at me.
Don't correct my grammar.
Grandma, and I'm like, what the heck is like, Buddha jump over the wall? It's like that. What? It's like basically a vegetarian.
Jumped over the wall? What does that mean?
It's like
No,
a
no, jump,
vegetarian.
not jumped.
Yeah.
Jump over the wall.
He says it's just like a vegetarian dish, but Buddha
Because
jump over
Buddha's
the
an idiot? What
No,
does that
because
mean?
Buddha is a vegetarian.
Wait, that's the name of his dish? Is
Yes.
Buddha jump over a wall?
over the wall.
The Great Wall of China? What's he talking about? What
I
wall?
don't know what wall. He's just making shit up. I'm like, this menu is just like kind of
That's
funny.
hysterical.
Main house, you know,
You may be more like
and
your
like
dad than I
Hawaiian
thought.
delight.
I know, right?
I was like, what is a Hawaiian delight? He said,
Wait, I want to see the menu now.
like he said it is up to me. He said because it's chef special, so I can throw any meat I want to get rid of, and I put pineapple in it. It's a Hawaiian delight.
You are way more related to him than I thought.
Oh yes.
Just put meat in there and tell him it's
same.
fried rice. I don't
Yeah,
want to eat
it's
it.
fine,
Tell her
yeah.
it's fried rice.
Right. Call it pho and it's gone.
Right. It's gone.
It's totally fine.
Yeah, it's totally pho. Just don't mind the carrots. It's pho.
No, we wouldn't have pho there.
Don't
It's like
mind
white
the chicken
people don't know
liver.
pho.
It's
White people don't know pho.
White people don't know pho.
No,
That's true, but
I didn't
maybe
know
white
pho
people
till I knew you.
that know Vietnamese people know pho. Or actually
how
everybody
many
knows
Vietnamese
pho
people
in
are
LA.
actually in Boston?
I didn't know pho till I knew you.
He's in New Hampshire though. He's like in like Berlin, New Hampshire. No one knows about pho. I mean,
No one knows about Chinese food.
okay, do you guys know what crab ragu is? Ragoon.
I do not. I do
Yes.
not.
I
You do not?
grew up in the East Coast. Yes.
What's
That's
ragoon?
definitely an
I
East
don't know.
Coast dish.
Okay, so
It's fucking cream cheese and crab.
oh
It's
my God,
terrible.
Kathy, you got
Wait,
my
what?
respect. You got my
I
respect.
know.
You're the
What?
only
Oh,
one.
I dropped my-
Yeah, she's from the East
Cream
Coast.
cheese and crab.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
In like a dumpling.
Do you
that's
know how
fried.
many of that
oh,
shit
it's
that
like
I
a
wrapped
fried
out?
wonton.
Yes. So it's
Oh.
cream cheese,
Yeah.
fake crab meat, and then you wrap it in.
Wait, well, what is fake crab meat?
It's fake crab meat.
But
the
what
hell
is
knows?
fake crab meat
It's
made
like
of?
imitations,
crab.
fake crab.
Thanks, Kathy.
Yeah.
fake crab.
It's what they make. It's like
Knows? It's fake.
Exactly. What is it really?
No,
Let's see.
it's like how they make tempeh. Yeah, right? Or
you don't want to know.
You don't want to
wanna
look
know.
it up?
It's just processed stuff.
What
It's
is
terrible.
fake crab?
It's a type of fish called surimi. Manufacturers add fillers.
What is that?
Surimi fish
Wait,
What?
is that a real
Fillers?
fish?
I bet it's a
But then
bottom
you
feeder.
fry it. Then you fry
gotta
the. It's like you fold it up. I did,
It's
and
so
then you fold it like
terrible.
this. You make it look like a crab.
You make it look like a crab?
Yes. Uh huh.
Really?
Yes. I've done thousands of them, and then you fry them. You just lay it out
Yeah.
and fry
Deep
them.
fry though,
You
right?
Deep
Not pan fried.
Oh
deep
yeah.
fry.
Yeah.
And then it fills up the whole box, and that is the most profit of any dish.
Really?
Yes,
'Cause the
because
crab is
it
fake.
costs like nothing.
Yeah.
It costs like
Yeah.
nothing, and then it's $6 for the whole thing, and it's about like 10, 11 because when you fry it up, it's all
Goes
like
all
this
crazy.
because of, like it takes
The
a lot
crab
of
claws
space.
just spray it
Just
out.
spread out.
Oh my god.
Yes, crab ragu,
Crab
poo-poo
ragu.
platter.
But here's called fried wonton, right? Crispy wonton.
no, they don't have it here. I've never seen it in any.
no.
You know what they also don't have here is scallion pancakes.
Oh yeah,
That's an East Coast thing. They don't have those anywhere out here.
Do they have mugu
kinda
gai
love
pan
those.
here?
Mugu gai pan? I've had that
I think
here.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. What about egg fouillon?
They don't. That's
not have egg
That's
fouillon.
an East Coast thing too.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my god, I used to love that.
What is
it's
egg
so fucking
fouillon?
terrifying. I don't know.
I never
Okay,
had
so
that.
Chinese
Actually,
food.
I don't know what
It's
it
like
is.
chop suey, like all kinds
What's
of
chop
vegetables.
suey? That
like
doesn't help
it's just
me.
like all kinds of vegetables, like bean sprouts, cabbage.
Yeah.
You
Wait,
can
doesn't it
mix
have
all
noodles
together.
too?
Yeah, it has some
Yeah.
little bit of noodles, and then whatever meat you want. If you want pork, egg fouillon, chicken for egg fouillon, you just put chicken in there.
Why is
And
it
then-
called egg fouillon? Is it
Uh,
egg?
Hold
yes.
on, hold on.
Hold
Sorry,
on.
sorry,
Then you
sorry.
crack an egg in there, and then you mix it up, and then and then you make it kind of like a round, sort of like donut, and you fry it, deep fry it.
What?
And then you put this.
But it
once it's
doesn't
done-
actually look like egg. It's
It
all
doesn't.
yellow.
It's yellow.
But wait,
It's like
wait,
a whole egg
wait,
fouillon.
I'm so confused. There are noodles inside this
yeah,
thing you fry?
just kind of make it. It
Yeah.
glues together.
I
It's
thought
like-
it was
It's
soup.
mung bean
No,
noodles.
it's not soup at
Egg
all.
fouillon is not. You're thinking about egg drop soup.
That is what I'm
That's
thinking
totally
about.
sound
Yeah,
different,
that's
Leanne. Egg drop soup, egg fouillon, not same thing.
So it is
Jesus,
noodles.
Leanne.
I'm sorry. I
Gosh,
didn't.
she's
There was no
so
Chinese
wise.
restaurants
Like
in
if I
rural
was-
Georgia.
Yeah. Okay.
No
yeah.
Chinese
Clearly.
restaurant. I had Chinese food for the first time in Los Angeles, and not even in New York.
Not really?
No,
Why?
I ate Indian food a lot in New York. I didn't eat a lot of Chinese food. Eat a lot of Indian food and a lot of burritos. No burritos in Georgia either.
Oh,
When
so
I was
have
there.
you ever had mushu? Mushu.
mushu pork?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love mushu pork.
Okay, so that's
Well,
kind of burrito.
love is a strong word. I like
Yeah.
it. I like it without the pancake.
That's not mushy
yeah?
pork then.
I just like the inside. I like it with the pancake, but if you ask
Pancake
me
is
what
a
I
little
prefer,
weird. It's kind of like a burrito.
Yes, it
it
is.
is.
Burrito.
It's a mushu burrito.
Mushu.
It's a Chinese burrito.
It is a Chinese burrito.
So yeah, so the egg foo young, you fry the whole thing. It's like it comes out kind of roundish,
Yeah.
and then you put like a gravy sauce on it.
what?
Disgusting.
Gravy?
Oh my god, I used to love it.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
eaten it in probably 2 decades.
So why
but
don't
it's
you-
So good.
Why don't you?
I mean, it used to be good.
make all those things.
Oh, I can't make it.
No,
I
her.
can buy it.
Not
Yeah,
you.
maybe we'll
her.
have to make it.
Why don't
crappy
you
food.
make? Yeah,
It
but
kind of is crappy.
hey,
It's really
hey,
crappy.
So good.
chicken fried steak is not exactly the model of health either. And I make gravy and biscuits and that every Christmas Eve. I wonder if you should
Pretty damn good.
Chinese New Year
I'm not making that crap.
make
Can you
fake
make
Chinese
something that
food.
doesn't have nuts in it?
No,
This
we
Chinese
make
New Year.
yes. Oh shit!
Please don't kill my children this Chinese New
Please
Year.
don't kill my
That
husband
was
or
all-
my
I'm not
child.
doing Chinese. I
Fucking-
felt
I
so
know.
bad. I
You
was
should
like,
not feel bad. It's not your fault. But
So for those of you who weren't
holy
at our
shit,
Chinese New Year party,
that was
last year.
intense.
Yes.
Last year,
Sandy catered Chinese New Year, and she made sure.
she made an amazing Chinese New Year.
Yes,
Like,
I
it was
made
super
some,
fun.
and there was
Everything was
only 2
awesome.
dishes I did not make myself, which is dumplings. They're
Yes.
like really hard to make and
Right.
takes time consuming. So I bought,
They were so good.
handmade dumplings.
They were really
all I
good.
had to do was fry it up and steam it up, and I was serving it all up at the beginning of the party, and then I didn't even
Kathy's-
think about it because I made everything else, but I did buy the dumplings.
Yeah.
I just didn't think about it, and I was serving everybody. I was going around like, "Hey!" And
Look
I
at these
remember
amazing dumplings.
yes,
So
Steven.
as the terrible mother, I'm like, oh my god, Lily, you have to try these.
Ah,
These are
yes,
so
I
good. You'll
remember.
love them.
I remember you pushed it. We pushed it to her,
did. I was
so I
like,
felt a
Lily,
little
you'll
bit
love
better
them.
because I didn't like. Oh, okay.
So for those of you who don't
turns
know,
out.
3/4 of Kathy's family, Kathy being the only one,
Mm-hmm.
are all deathly allergic to nuts. And these dumplings had some form of nut.
It
And
had
we
gra-
know that
it had-
afterward
it had
when they
ground
start
up-
throwing up
It
and
had
ended up
ground up
emergency room.
peanuts in it.
It did?
Yes.
Okay.
There was literally
That
ground
is-
up peanuts in the filling, which is
Unheard
so
of. I say
weird.
it's a peanut oil because Steven said,
Right,
"Can
right.
you call the restaurant?"
Can you check
Right.
and make sure it wasn't fried in peanut oil? Although honestly, if it's fried in peanut oil
He'll be
in
okay.
general, it kills the allergen.
Right.
So my kids have actually eaten.
Chick-fil-A?
No, never. We would never even walk in that rrestaurant. But what's the food truck that always comes? The grass-fed beef.
Peanut Big Peanut?
No, their French fries are in
Patty Wagon?
Patty Wagon. Thank you. Yes, that's what it is. Their French fries are fried in peanut oil.
Ah,
Didn't know that. My children have eaten them and they're fine.
right.
Not something I would give to my daughter ever, but generally what happens is if they're frying in peanut oil, it is okay.
However, ground
Anyway.
peanuts.
However, ground peanuts in the actual substance of the
It was terrible.
It was terrible. Like, and you know,
It was terrible.
thank God, both my husband and my daughter, one bite, and they're like, "Oh, this isn't right."
Just one bite.
And then
were
they
in the
immediately
bathroom
started
throwing up.
vomiting. We left the party, went to the ER. Like, it was bad,
It was really bad.
but they're okay.
I'm sorry you didn't get to eat the
They
rest
made
of the
it.
non-peanut food because there was not that many afterward. Actually, because we made everything else.
It was so good.
It was
It was
They were
delicious.
So yummy.
I made everything else, but
I know.
not the.
Dumpling.
I know.
Wait, did I make everything else?
We should call them the dumplings of death.
Oh man! I said why, and I even said, does it have peanuts in it? Did you fry in peanut? No peanut oil. No.
Right.
Peanuts in there. Yes, confirmed with the chef.
Yes.
And you're like,
peanuts
oh my
in it.
God.
Yeah.
He's like, why? Who puts peanuts?
It was
in?
so random, right?
It's so random. I never
But-
hear it.
yeah.
like they put peanuts in there,
I
In the
know. I feel
dumpling.
bad. We totally ruined.
and that
Chinese
it was
New
so
Year.
funny.
You didn't ruin
because
Chinese New
it
Year.
was
We didn't
so
even know you
weird.
were gone.
It was so weird
Really?
that
The 47 texts I got in the ER.
'Cause
Are you guys okay? Are you guys okay?
Are you alive? Are you alive?
What's happening right now?
because the steamed dumplings
don't believe
didn't
that.
have that. Only the fried dumplings.
Yes.
And I got that last. I said, what else? I said, I got all the the popular ones. I said, what else is good that's good for the parties? They said, you want to try this? You fry it up. It's delicious. He's like, I said, should I get it? I was like, yeah, just throw it in.
Just throw
that
it
was
in.
the only.
That
That
was
was
the
the
one.
one. That's the one. Everything else don't have peanuts.
I have to be honest, it is really hard to think that way. You know, when
If
it's
you
not
don't
in your
have it,
house,
yes.
right?
If you're not aware,
Yeah. And even if it's not in your house, like it's taken me, how long have we been friends?
Yeah.
Like 8 years. And just now, it is a regular thought that I can't have nuts. Not just now, probably for the last year and a half or so. It's an actual like, yeah, that's out. Before, I wouldn't think about it until you showed up. And then I
Right.
go, oh shit,
I'd be
there's
like,
nuts.
oh my God, don't
Yeah.
eat that. Yeah.
Exactly. But now I go, well, that's just totally out. It's just so out of my wheelhouse. But
It is. Like, unless you live with it,
unless you
it
live with
doesn't encounter, like, same thing for somebody who's gluten-free.
Yeah.
They're very deathly allergic to wheat. Like,
Yeah.
that could be really bad. And
Yeah.
that is not in my wheelhouse because that's not in our house. So I get it. I totally get it.
Totally. What a hard
But-
way to live, though. For Lily, as a child, to go, I have to check everything I put in my mouth unless I know my mom cooked it. That would be really hard.
You know what? I feel like in some ways it's not that bad. Like, we
Right.
can sort of prevent all of this. Like, in terms of like all of the things we could have in life, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
But then I hear my daughter go, I'm afraid to eat outside of our house. I don't like going to restaurants. I'm like, you're fucking 12. Like, that's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't want you to feel that way.
Well,
but
she didn't want to
you know.
eat when we were out and shopping because
Yeah.
I knew she was hungry. But she didn't.
she gets really nervous.
She gets nervous.
Yeah.
She's like, "No, I'm fine. I'm fine." But I
Yeah.
clearly know she was hungry.
Yeah.
She was hungry, and then when we got back here, she ate like 3
Oh, right. She ate
ribs.
ribs
She ate my
because she
ribs,
knows,
yeah.
yes.
Ribs are pretty
Right?
clean.
The ribs are safe.
Pretty
she
safe.
knows. Yeah. But she gets really nervous. And that's, that
Well, she's
sucks.
thrown up at my house so many times now. She should not be nervous to throw up here.
Right.
Because they were
I
gonna
don't
get
think she's
French
nervous about
fries.
throwing up,
They were
but
gonna get
she's
French
nervous.
fries. She's like, "Oh no, I'm okay."
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's good to
Sucks.
know that if it's cooked in peanut oil, I still wouldn't feed it to her. I have to be honest
I
with
wouldn't
you.
feed it to
I
her
wouldn't.
either. Although I will say all of the research, everything you read says that if it's cooked in peanut oil, if it's fried in peanut oil, then in general it kills the allergen.
Right.
She's pretty
it's
good about
so-
checking with you.
She is so good. Max is not. Apparently.
Oh, really?
Today, yes. Lily, of course, the great communicator, calls me and is like, they had their braces adjusted yesterday. Calls me and says, can I take some Advil because my teeth are really hurting me? Okay, fine. And Max took a Benadryl. I was like, what? She's like, wait, he didn't tell you? I was like, no, he didn't tell me he took a Benadryl. She's like, he came to me because she's the one who carries medicine. He does not. And I was like, why the fuck is he taking Benadryl? He took Zyrtec in the morning. Like, his allergies are bad. He should not be taking a Benadryl at lunchtime. What
Right.
the hell
Doesn't
is
it
going
knock him out? No.
on? He only took one. So no, it doesn't generally knock him out.
But you didn't give him champagne or anything.
I didn't. If he falls asleep, Lily doesn't fall asleep with Benadryl, which is weird. He generally falls asleep a half hour later, but he only took one, not two. So anyway, so I pick him up today at 4:30. I'm like, so what was going on with the Benadryl? He goes, oh yeah, I took one of my friend's pretzels and they turned out to be peanut butter filled instead of just like regular
shit.
pretzels. I was like,
my
what?
God.
And he's like, yeah, I bit into it. I was like, oh, this isn't right. And I immediately spit it out. I didn't swallow anything. And then I just went and got a Benadryl. And I was like, oh my God. Like, and then he goes, my mouth is really kind of irritated. What's going on up here? And I was like, oh my God.
It's called peanut butter allergy.
I was like, when did your mouth start being irritated? He's like, I don't know, earlier. I was like, you were the worst fucking teenager ever.
Steven what?
Well, Steven's really good about the peanut allergy, but like,
But other things.
But other things,
Yeah,
yeah, not so much. But I was like, wait a minute. So when did you bite into this peanut butter? And when did you take the Benadryl? And when did your mouth start irritating you? Like, what the fuck? He's like, I don't know. It was a while ago.
Hey, Brett Michaels, you do have to pay attention to your diabetes.
Like,
or your-
hello.
Right?
Can you?
Thank you, Halston.
Yes.
Thank you, Halston. You got it too
I
because
got
you're
it.
a fellow
I
here.
love Brett Michaels.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So
Even though he's
Isla
losing
and I
his
are
hair.
going to Party City looking for Ram swag for this Super Bowl party because we're so excited about Super Bowl, right? This is going to air way after Super Bowl, so sorry. But what song came on? It was a hairband song. Sweet. And I said to her, I was like, this is a hairband. She was like, what is a hairband? I said, a hairband in the 80s were these bands that were rock bands and they had this big hair. And I said, I was a huge hairband fan. And I said, you know who else was? She said, who? I said, Kathy Fromkin. She went, makes sense.
What's a hairband?
I said, why does that make sense?
You know what a hairband is?
She said, why does that
my
make
God.
sense? And I said, she said, did you see her picture at the Girl Scouts? Totally makes sense.
Yes.
Right? Of her pictures
Oh,
with her
yes, I
little
remember
girl,
Like
that.
my bangs and my curls.
80s hair. Oh, makes sense. Because she had the hairband. You don't know what a hairband is? You are a
You
refugee.
grew up. How do you not know a hairband?
Hairband?
Yeah. What did you
Like a
listen to?
headband?
No, not a. No, not a hairband. A hair band. A band.
A band.
A band, like a rock,
Shall we
like
name
a
some?
musician.
Like Def Leppard?
Like
Def Leppard was not really a hairband.
like Jamaican.
A
like
little
the
bit
Warrant?
of hairband. Warrant.
Europe.
White
Yes, White Snake.
White Snake. Right. I was like, no, Striper. That was the other one I was thinking of.
Striper,
That was-
yes.
yeah. Motley Crue.
Motley Crue's a hairband.
Poison.
Poison is a
Poison.
massive
Oh my
hairband,
God.
which is Bret Michaels, who was diabetic, who never took care of his
Yes.
diabetes, which
So
is my
what about
reference.
Queen?
Queen was not a
No,
hairband.
Queen's
They were a
not
rock band.
Yeah.
What's a hairband?
Wait, what did you listen to when you were growing up?
In the 80s,
Yeah.
classic Chinese.
Like, you know, things I could do like a flower dance too.
They could fry
I've
crabs.
heard
too.
of a hairband.
You are crazy.
What did you listen to?
In the
Not
80s.
hairband?
Wait,
Okay,
in the
what,
80s,
though?
did you listen to pop music? Like
Like
Cyndi
when
Lauper
you were
and
in
like that?
middle school.
Okay, name some bands.
Madonna,
Yes.
Yeah.
Elton John,
Cyndi
David Bowie.
Lauper,
They were all
yes.
big in middle
Yes,
school.
mhm. Duran
George
Duran.
Michael,
Duran
Duran.
My first
Yep.
concert.
Journey.
Duran Duran.
Yep,
And
In
Vanilla
Excess.
Ice.
Vanilla
Ice. Oh my God. I remember dancing his dance in my grandmother's kitchen, showing her
Yeah.
how my moves.
Ice baby.
Right? To Ice Ice Baby. And she was like, you got some good moves, Leanne. I wonder if she remembers that. I'll have to ask her.
That's funny.
Hair bands were this.
But I don't know, like,
Yeah.
so they all consider hairband.
no.
All of them. No.
No, there were a group of bands that really were started in LA. Hell
It was
yeah, he knows what a hair band
It was
is.
like boy bands, but with big hair.
Okay.
Not even. That's so
Kind of.
inaccurate. Boy bands didn't play any instruments. Totally inaccurate.
Okay, Sheila E.
I
Okay,
veto.
okay,
I
fair enough.
veto.
Well, but Sheila E. Is that a hairband?
They call it
No.
original.
Sheila E. is
is
not a
not a
hair
hair
band. She's part of Prince's entourage.
Yes.
She's kind of amazing, I
No.
have to say.
And Prince is not a hair band.
No,
Okay.
Prince was
Prince is
pop.
not a band.
Prince was pop or rock. Right? When you say, am I right, Halston? Yeah, Halston. See, Halston knows music. Hair bands, or they called it hair metal. They were rock or hard rock bands.
Hot Chili Pepper?
No. Red Hot Chili Pepper. They were
getting it.
They weren't
alternative,
even
right?
in the 80s.
They were alternative.
It's only in the 80s.
Right?
It's only in the 80s.
Pat Benatar.
Pat Benatar
No.
was pop. She was
She had
pop.
big hair, but
She was pop
Oh,
and
so I'm
rock.
only thinking about hair. Is it hair and what else? Heavy metal?
Hair, sort of
of.
metal.
Power rock ballads.
Power rock ballads is a good one.
I don't know that
They
that's
all
gonna
had a
help
power
right
rock
now.
No,
ballad.
it's not helping.
You know, she's my cherry pie.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's a hair band. It was called Warrant.
Okay,
They
so,
all had
okay,
big
now
hair.
test me. What's a hairband? Test me.
Test
Test
you
me.
to
Yeah,
know what.
The song?
You want me
and
to sing
then-
a song?
Song,
Okay.
song,
Oh,
and
God.
then the
It's
band.
the final countdown.
that is still on my phone.
Dude, that's
Oh,
your
and
ringtone.
hold on.
I know, right?
Who's the band?
Europe.
Europe. My
Yes.
all-time favorite band.
Yes, you don't know
by the
Europe.
way.
I don't know.
know
but
you
yes.
know.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
right?
Joe
Am I right?
Tempest
though?
was
Yes.
my favorite ever.
No, yes was a rock
so
band.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's rock. Is a rock band?
Yes.
It's a hair band.
Yes, the group Yes
Oh,
was a
yes.
British rock band. I can see no sense of measure.
Okay,
Right.
no, that's not hairband.
Right, right.
No. Quiet Riot hairband. Twisted Sister hairband.
Really?
Yeah.
Twisted Sister?
We're not gonna take it.
Okay.
That song.
All right.
Remember
One
that?
more.
Def Leppard was a little hairband-y. Pour some sugar on me. This is going to be the most uninteresting podcast I've ever done. But I'm having a good time.
The most ridiculous.
I know. Maybe drinking on a podcast is not a good idea. I lose my focus and start singing hairband songs. It's karaoke now.
You lose all your audience and sponsors.
I know. I don't have any sponsors, so that's easy.
Thank God. You
Right?
haven't offended anyone yet.
Totally. Maybe I should start offending people.
Well, maybe you will get some sponsor after,
Maybe.
maybe some headband.
Maybe some headband. Some headbands.
Okay, so give me one more. Give me
A
one more.
headband.
Headband.
One headband. One more headband. Guns N' Roses.
That's what I was gonna say. Besides,
Oh, sure you were. Of
But
course I
really,
knew you were gonna
I was
honestly,
gonna say Guns N' Roses.
to be honest with you, I believe that GNR was far more than just a hair band. They were a rock band that came in at the
They also
end
came
of the hair
later,
band
much
era and
later.
transcended.
Yeah.
They are amazing. I saw them live 2 years ago, and I was blown away that they are still that good, and they're old as damn dirt.
Yeah.
I thought they were great.
Maybe someone in your fans would not know what it is, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, I
hair
agree
band?
with
I think it
Sandy."
might just be you, Sandy.
I mean,
You think I have a lot of refugees in my fan base?
I don't never heard of it. I'm sure Tom knows, but I don't.
Yeah, Tom knows. Tom.
That's
is-
because he's an
No,
immigrant.
he's
only
actually really good with
refugees who don't
music
know.
and stuff like that. I'm terrible with that.
But Tom is very American.
Yes, he is.
He's American.
He's
You-
an immigrant.
yeah.
I mean, but he's
But he's half white.
yes.
And he grew up in
He's
his
also,
younger
like-
years
Oh,
with
yeah,
his
it's all
white
insane.
family,
He
and
knows
then
a
his
lot of pop
stepdad was
culture.
white. Yeah,
So
He does. Yeah.
he was
He
around
knows
a lot of
of
white culture.
songs, and
He would know all those people we were talking about for sure, especially because he was in San Diego.
Yes.
and most of these bands were LA bands. They were all at the Roxy and the Troubadour and all that in the 80s were all hair bands. It was really concentrated.
I'm surprised he knows.
Halston? Oh, you don't know much about Halston then. You know,
Because
Halston's a
he's young.
musician.
Oh, okay.
He's in a band.
Oh shoot! I've never heard of your band.
Jukebox right there.
He's in a rock band.
Oh, so
Yeah,
okay.
he's in a rock and roll band with a
So do
legitimate
you think
rock
of
and
me
roll
like?
guy.
Are you looking down on me? It's like, oh, she doesn't know.
She's so stupid.
I know.
No. Well,
You
you don't
know-
know any Chinese food.
You know about egg foo young. Egg drop soup.
Joey Diaz is like, oh, I love poo poo platter. That's all we talk about. Joey
Poo-poo
Diaz.
platter.
Poo-poo platters?
Every
That's
single
so
time
funny.
I see Joey Diaz, we talk about Chinese food.
His wife's coming on next week.
Oh yes,
Is she?
Yes. Terry's going to come on and we're going to talk about what it's like to be married to a comedian.
Oh, that's fun.
I
That would be
think it'll be
interesting.
good. Yeah. I think she'll have a lot to say.
she has a lot to say.
She does have a lot to
Yeah.
say.
That'll
So-
be fun.
Yeah, that'll be cool. So back to my, what are you going to do this second year?
Oh,
I don't really know. But I have to say, you
Wait,
know,
do you have a list? Do you remember when you started? You had a list of like all these
I
topics.
still have a list. Yeah, I do. I started another list, actually, partly with Halston the other day. We started a list of some things I wanted to talk about. And I have some guests that I'm like still a little bit scared to ask to come on, but I'm going to try and get out of my comfort zone a little bit and ask
Scared why?
them. Like Dr. Drew. I'm scared to ask
Oh,
Dr. Drew.
got it.
I mean, that's pretty big. But yeah, I think I'm going to get outside. Halston suggested I look at some like local authors. I'm going to do a podcast with 2 people from our neighborhood who went back to college in their 40s and started a new career in their 40s. And I think that's really a fascinating thing to talk about. Coincidentally, they started the same exact career.
Jillian's mom, Lisa, she's going back. To
Yeah,
school.
that's
Or-
true. She's in school now.
or Vita or Kathy.
It was Vita.
Yeah.
And Ellen Petty. You know Ellen Petty? They're going to come on soon and talk about. They both went back to college and they both became high school counselors. So
That's cool.
yeah, I'm going to talk to them.
And who else? Halston's probably don't invite that Sandy back. She doesn't even know what.
No. I don't know. We have a book club. We're supposed to be reading this book. Me, you, and Kirsten.
Yep.
Me, Kathy, and Kirsten. Kirsten, I emailed her to check in on her, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm a fast reader. Just book it, and I'll read it." And I was like, "Okay, not a fast reader,
Right.
so I better
Never
finish."
mind.
And I've forgotten half the book anyway because I started it so long ago.
Oh,
But-
are we supposed to read? Am I supposed to read?
No.
Yes, you were supposed to read it.
You-
Don't you remember?
I am.
It was
so
due
bad.
Do you remember
today.
the title?
I need to start reading. I have not been reading.
Start reading what?
about
Anything?
headbands. I don't know
Headbands
about culture,
and hair
American
bands.
culture. I have not
About culture.
yes.
About something.
About anything.
Anything.
I'm reading, in that 4-Hour Work Week book, He says
Still
to.
haven't read that.
Oh, it's such a good book. We
I
should make that a
know.
book club book.
You should, because I feel like that's the only way I'm going to read it. It has been on my list forever.
Okay,
and I
so
still
when we
haven't read it.
finish The
So
Coddling
after
of the American
coddling-
Mind, we'll do the 4-hour work week. It's a really fascinating way of looking at how you work. It was really helpful for me, that book.
I need my husband to read that book.
He probably should.
I know.
It was a really great way of looking at how you use your time effectively and how you don't, and how to make all of your time effective for your work, so that you essentially spend less time focusing on work, because your time focused is really effective. It's really good. So I lost you, Sandy. Are you looking
No,
at
what
this?
is that? Yeah.
This is this is a keg.
Attention deficit
And
disorder?
do you see those 2-liter bottles up here? Those have beer in them. So you put this in here.
Wait, did you just get those?
No. Yeah, I just got those two
Yeah,
ones,
for
but we've
this,
had this dispenser
That's
for
been
a
here
while.
forever.
Yeah. This is called this is a Krups machine, like the Krups coffee makers. They make this individual keg, and they're a sponsor of Bert's podcast. And then we also have a sponsor called Hopsy. And Hopsy makes this beer. So you buy the 2-liter bottle of beer and you put it in this kegerator, and you have 2 liters of basically on tap beer.
So how come we're not drinking that?
Because we're drinking better
Do you
stuff
really want to
than
be
beer.
drinking beer right now?
No. Are we gonna drink that at Super Bowl?
It's 10:30.
Yeah.
Is it? Sweet.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I got those 2 liters
So
for
you
Super
put
Bowl.
that in there and it dispenses.
Correct.
Oh, it's
And I also have
fancy.
2 cases of beer for Super Bowl.
And then you have to do a keg stand in order to drink it.
Did you funnel in college? You didn't do any of that shit?
Oh,
I didn't do that.
Oh, you
But-
didn't?
No, I did a lot
No.
of shit, but not that.
What did you do in college?
I don't want to I don't like that.
Why?
I didn't.
Because it's like giving a blowjob in front of 80 people, except
much.
it's sucking down beer.
I didn't
I
drink
have
in
too many
college. I
food
didn't drink
issues.
until I met you, Leanne.
Oh my God, that's so not true. So neither of you did keg stands or funneled in college.
No, I've never done one.
That's so college. No.
It is
Yeah.
very college, but
Yes.
that's why I said, did you
Yeah,
do it in
I
college?
know.
No, I have too many food issues. Couldn't do it.
Too many food issues.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't want that much food or liquid in my mouth at
That
one time. Like,
beer's not food.
it doesn't matter.
It fills you up.
No,
that
I
can
can't.
be like a meal. Beer can
Yeah.
be a meal. I don't like drinking beer because it fills me
I don't
up.
mind beer, but
I like it
I don't
like
want to drink
once
it on
in a
my
while.
head upside down. Like,
All right. I don't know if we can
I'm
be
not.
friends anymore, actually. I funneled beer. I did keg stands. I did body shots. And I won the belch contest
What's
at
a
Florida
body
State
shot?
University. I won the belch contest, and my dad
done
had
a
the
body
belch
shot, but I have
contest
not-
certificate on his living room wall for 5 years. I out-belched boys.
No
I
wonder
was
you
like,
didn't
watch
like-
this shit.
No wonder you
Never
can
been in
be
a belch
married to
contest.
the guy.
I know, right? I
The
also
bird,
took a
wife of
shit
the
in the middle of
party.
a town square. So, yeah, it's not... we're
Now
not-
it's all coming out. The
Same,
wife of the
same,
party
same,
is coming
same.
out.
Right?
Yeah.
I just matured out of it.
Yeah.
You just never did.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Are
Wait,
you
what's
sure?
a body shot?
I
What's
did
a body
mature
shot?
out of it. A body shot is when someone pours liquid down your body and you drink it off their body.
Oh, because you have tits. Oh.
Yeah, I got great tits.
Yeah.
I even had them in college.
But you only can have tits to do body shot.
I only
right?
had 2.
no.
You still only have 2.
No, but
Thank
you,
God.
But you don't. You can, I mean, I can't.
You ain't got nothing to shoot.
Shoot. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, oh, so you have to have big tits to do body
You don't
shot.
no, you don't have to have big tits. No, you just have to have big balls.
Wait, so you pour the shit, the alcohol onto your body, and
that's the way
somebody
we
drink
did it.
or lick it out you.
Either.
Oh, same thing. That's called body shot.
Yeah.
Kind of.
One shot you pour on yourself.
Maybe a little more than one shot. You kind of make a river.
Oh, I see.
You kind of it's like a river over between boobs and all over in belly buttons and
down there.
no, not down there. It's still in public.
It's right.
That's a private
Oh,
body
I see.
shot.
Okay, got it.
It's like on a bar where you lay on a bar.
Leanne.
It's right next to the egg foo young.
It's sound really gross.
It's a mushy porker.
It's a mushy porker.
It's a mushy porker.
Or poo poo bladder.
Poo poo-poo platter comes later after you funneled and keg stand and body shot. You poo-poo platter.
Okay.
Halston, have we gone totally off the rails?
All right. So what else? Do you guys
Maybe
do
no
in
more drinking
college?
podcast.
Yeah.
In college?
I'm learning a lot from this podcast.
I was in a sorority. Were you guys in a sorority?
No, we didn't have sororities.
Oh, I was a Kappa Delta, which I don't know if I should really say that, but I was a Kappa Delta.
Why?
Do they know?
I don't know. They may not like what I have to say.
Is it KKK?
No, no, it's very close. We did wear hoods and take people in a pasture and show them a mirror and stuff. It was really bad.
What is it?
I got called up by nationals for for hazing.
What's hazing?
Oh my God.
I got in trouble for hazing because
course
I
you
put
did.
a bunch of pledges in my car and drove them 20 miles to a pasture with a hood on their head. With a hood on their head, and they reported me to nationals. So I got in a lot of trouble for that. I was actually Panhellenic, which
reported
is
you?
the
The
counseling part. Yeah. They were terrified.
Fucking shouldn't be in there anyway.
I know, right? That's my opinion.
Okay, you lost me. What
Stupid
is
ass
what's hazing?
Hazing is like bullying. Hazing is like
Yeah, but-
saying you will eat this dirt pie because
Okay.
I am a sister and you were a pledge and
Oh,
I'm
I
telling
see.
you to eat that dirt pie and she eats
Yeah,
it.
but you put yourself in that situation.
Yeah, you've
Bullying,
chosen
you
it.
don't choose to put
That's
yourself in
true.
that position.
You are correct.
As a pledge, you say, I will do whatever you want because you are superior for this extended period of time, and then I get to be in the sorority.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Yeah,
You're kind
you
of
might be
little bit
losing a
different.
lot of fans.
sorry.
But we
I'm
doing
reformed.
that.
I'm reformed.
She's drinking. It's okay.
I
It's
was
okay.
reformed.
This is
I'm
all-
reformed.
yeah.
I'm reformed.
Now
college
you
was
only
rough
drive
for
10
me.
miles to
Yeah,
drop
right.
them in a pasture.
Only 10. No hood.
Right.
Just blindfold.
Just headbands.
Just headbands. Yes. While listening to headbands on the radio.
That's probably why.
College was intense, man. I partied a lot in college. I partied more than Bert did
Well,
in college.
So it's all coming out.
Except until
Now
Bert.
you
Yeah,
know
but
how
you
to
still
handle it.
graduated in 4 years.
caveat.
Wow.
Caveat. I never graduated.
I guess,
but
right. Never
caveat. Bert started partying in like his 5th year. So from 5th to 7th, he way out partied me. But 1st to 4th, I think I was a bigger partier. I did some shit in college. I drank a lot. The other day, I was pumping gas in my car and I was overwhelmed with guilt because of the number of times I stole gas in college.
How do you steal gas?
You get drunk and you steal someone's car because you're ready to leave the party and you just find a car with a key in it and leave in that car, not your car, just whatever car has a key. And then you go to the gas station and you pump gas and you leave without paying.
But how does
Because
that
back
help
then
you
in
with
the 80s, remember they didn't take credit cards.
Yeah,
In
you
the
had to go
80s, you
inside
walk
and
in and
pay.
pay.
Yeah.
But in rural Georgia, you could pump and then pay. I would pump and then leave.
But you filling up other people's.
Wait.
Yeah, because I needed to get from A to B, and the car was on empty, so I would steal a car and then steal the
college?
gas and then leave the car with the keys in it and be like, they'll find it.
Oh my God.
That was terrible.
So you're not only stealing gas, you're stealing the car.
Anywhere. We just
We
walked.
were in rural Georgia.
So you're not only stealing gas, but you're stealing the car.
I did both. Yeah.
Both.
Never mind. She just stole gas.
Gas. Yeah, I know. She just said that.
Like,
I
she
just stole
just-
gas.
yes.
I'm like,
Well, I
Right?
needed to get
Put it in
home.
the car.
I was impatient. I was
Well,
also
where's your
driving
car
drunk.
then?
I needed to get home while driving drunk and stealing gas.
That was pretty bad. I did one day wake up in somebody's apartment and I didn't know where I was. Apparently, I parked the stolen car in front of this apartment and just walked in the door and went to sleep on their couch. I was obviously very drunk. And when I woke up, I realized it was our brother fraternity's a brother from the brother fraternity of my sorority. So I knew the person. So clearly I knew where I was going, but didn't really know I had gotten there. And woke up and was like, oh, okay, so bye. Because I was so drunk I couldn't make it all the way home.
Okay.
I just made it to
But was
his
it
apartment.
The car that you stole is his?
Yeah, I just left it in the parking
okay.
lot.
Well,
And with the
so-
keys in it so the person could find it again.
And get it back.
I mean, I didn't want to keep the car. I just needed to get from A to B.
B.
I was a mess in
Wow,
college.
your daughter is so similar.
Which one? Georgia?
No.
Who keeps forgetting her clothing?
The one who
No,
carries
I
the
think
gun
it'll
in
be
her
Isla.
backpack.
That'll be Isla.
I was terrible.
I just needed to get from A to B, so I took the car.
I took the car. and
It
I was
had
like,
keys in
I
it.
just
I
leave
mean,
the
why
keys
wouldn't
in it?
Right, they'll get it back.
They'll
I left my
find
gun
it.
in
Oh my God, that
backpack.
is such Isla thinking.
It might be Isla thinking, actually, now that you think about that.
Yeah,
Bert
and I
would
just
never
have
have done that.
a gun in my backpack. It's fine.
I just have a gun in my backpack.
And the keys to your car.
Cars.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
Yeah, college I was a disaster. I had no concern other than what I needed. Like, that's what I need. I need to get from A to B, so I'm just going to take whatever car. I remember that so distinctly. I was at one social in particular that was way out. And this fraternity had a house way off campus. And I was like, I'm fucking done. And I just went from car to car looking for keys. And finally
Who the hell
found one.
leaves their keys in a car?
I know.
That somebody
Rural
did that night because I took it and drove it
And
home.
never again.
Yeah. It's a wonder I didn't go to jail more. I just went once for drunk
For what?
drunk driving.
Oh.
But I used to get drunk and drive in my car and throw rocks at windows of occupied houses. It was really bad. And I'd like to hear them break. And when they break, I'd go, yes, and keep driving. It's terrible. What terrible behavior. I was in so much pain as a college student. It was a really painful time. And I think the only way I knew how to deal with it was to act out. To just really act out in such bad ways. I mean, it's terrible to steal someone's car. Could you imagine that fraternity guy going, what the fuck? Where's my car? And then it's parked in front of his fraternity brother's house and going, you stole my fucking car.
Yes.
And he's like, I totally didn't. A girl showed up on my couch. I have no idea how she got here. That was a mess.
Wow.
It was really bad. I was very Tom. Well, maybe I shouldn't say his whole name, but I was very Tom.
Yeah.
Although I wasn't making rap tapes in my...
No. He
Fair.
wasn't that bad in school.
I was really bad. And then I think at a certain point I went, this is really hurting me. Like, I know that ethically this is wrong. So I think I started going, this is really bad for me. As much as it makes me feel good in the moment, it's really hurting my heart, to know that I'm...
You think Bert would look back and say, oh my God.
About me?
No, now. Like, because he's partying his hard. But he's not a bad person. Bert is not.
He never would have done any of that. I was really angry. I had a lot of anger. And
Bert is a happy drunk.
He's so happy. He was happy he's always been really happy. His drinking is about having a good time.
Yes.
Mine was about escaping pain, and then when I would get into that escape place, I would cause trouble, because I needed that drama. And I think at a certain point I went, what is that gaining you? It's gaining you drama. So why do you really want that drama? Do you really want that to be who you are? No, I didn't. I wanted to be happy, and I was so profoundly unhappy. So the only thing I could do was get into intensity. So I would intensely drink. I mean, I drink 6 days a week. And the only time I didn't drink the 7th day was because I didn't sell beer that day and I didn't have the foresight to buy it on Saturday because Sunday is closed in the South. So I just didn't have the foresight to go, maybe I should stock up for tomorrow. And I was just really super unhappy. I think I was just chasing this empty hole. And at a certain point I had to go, the only person that can fill that hole is you. So you have to kind of start unraveling all this stuff.
But what makes you
do that?
Yeah. What's the turning point?
I think I met Scott, the healer, and he basically said, you have to learn a new way. Like, all the programming you've had is wrong.
I think it's like maturity and almost like rock bottom.
It was a little bit like rock bottom.
I'm not sure there's any one defining. You know what I mean? Like, it's different for everyone, I think.
I think that's absolutely true.
Like, you just had to have the right person in the right moment tell you that.
Yes.
Because I'm sure he wasn't the first.
No, there were like a lot of things happening at once. Like, I remember getting really into music and really into listening to lyrics of music. And lyrics of music were making me cry. So I think it was a way of my emotions overflowing. And that was a safe way for me to let them overflow. So I remember driving from my dad's house to college, which was like an hour drive when I was going to college in Atlanta, and that happening a lot. Music affecting me and making me really emotional. And then I met Scott through like these series of really coincidental events, and then him being the person going, is this working for you? Are you happy? And me going, yeah, I'm actually not. And so I think several things were going on at one time. And then me like getting arrested for drunk driving and thinking, oh, maybe that's not great. And me realizing I drank a fifth of vodka. A fifth is a big thing on my 21st birthday by myself. So I had been drinking so much since I was so young that I could drink that fifth of vodka by myself. I had that high of a tolerance. So, and then having that date rape and having all this stuff being massively out of control and just going, none of this is making me happy. So if my goal is to be happy, I'm really not helping myself out much here. And then Scott saying, if you want to become happy, you need to read these books. You need to start walking this walk and talking this talk. And you need to really reevaluate.
Are you still in touch with him?
I am, yeah. I don't talk to him often. I talk to him probably once every 6 months or so. But he is a dear person to me. He really was the life preserver, right? That I chose to grab onto. Everybody has a different life preserver, I think. He was mine because I went, okay, he's telling me he has the answers and I believe him. And although sometimes I wonder, I go, he's had troubles too. He's married, divorced. He's made mistakes. He's not a perfect person. Sometimes when you look for that person who gives you the answers, you think they should be perfect.
Yeah.
And he's not perfect. So to realize in some ways I've outgrown him. And that's healthy and okay. So I think for a while that made me feel like it threatened who he meant to me, you know, for him to be this kind of deity of sorts. What's the matter?
No,
Is it late?
No, it's just
What's wrong?
my daughter. Do you know where my glasses are? Okay. Speaking of teenagers, like we had to have an eye doctor appointment last week, and she said I can't find my glasses anywhere. Well, I said, well, then we can't go. We looked. Dad helped her look everywhere. She looked everywhere. She said she looked for a week. So the day of the appointment, 10 minutes into like we had to leave now, Kylie.
Right.
I can't find my glasses still. So I said, what if I can find it? You could not. We looked. Everyone looked.
Did you find him?
Yeah.
Where
Right
were
away.
they?
Right
30
before I
seconds.
even walk into the fucking room. I knew it because I was like, you know, it could be like when do you wear glasses? At night, right? Reading. I said, it probably falls out of your bed. I looked there. I looked everywhere. It's in her like nightstand. Under there. Right there. When you walk into the room, you can see it. You can see it.
Stupid ass.
Stupid ass. I was like, Kylie, come here now. I said, before you walk in, look. Oh yeah, it's right there.
2 weeks and three
And
people.
I didn't put it there. I didn't put it there. I just saw it. I was like, fucking dumbass. And then she took her glasses to the eye doctor appointment.
Yeah.
She put it in my bag.
Yeah.
This bag right here.
Yeah.
She said, now she's asking me, this is Monday. Do you have my glasses? I'm looking for them. Oh my God. Yeah.
I do.
So, yeah, I do.
So clearly she's not wearing them. She must not need them.
Yeah, right.
But she has to read now because she probably took off her contacts.
Oh, she has contacts. So the glasses. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she's functioning day to day.
Oh, yeah. She has to
got it.
actually wear contacts more than she has to wear glasses.
Why?
Because she doesn't like her glasses?
No,
Or-
because the doctor is trying this whole experiment and I hope it's working. Her vision is increasing a lot.
Oh,
Like
good.
every 3 months. It's like,
by wearing the contacts?
no, by just regular prescription, like glasses.
You mean it's getting her eyesight's getting worse? Oh,
Worst.
her
Okay.
prescription's
So her
increasing. I
nearsighted
got
is
it.
like higher, and then she'll be like, you know, in the 20s with thick those nerdy
Oh
glasses.
no.
Because it just keeps every 3 months. She said, "Mom, I can't see it, the board," and I'm like spending all this money getting new glasses, new things, and finally they said, "Well, she's on bifocal contacts right now."
So one
Wow.
eye is distance and one eye is near.
Yes,
No, not one eye.
it's not-
Bifocal
it's-
means they're two in
they're
one.
They're two in one
each
So she
contact.
looks
Oh, I
down.
didn't know they could do
She
that with
doesn't. Yeah,
contacts.
Yeah.
you can do that with contacts.
How do you know they're up? How do you know they're in the right position?
So, and because of that,
question,
it's creating a lot of noise when she reads, and she's like, it's really blurry. I can't read the math problem because they're slowing down her vision, and it's working, but it's very blurry still. So they increase a little bit, but not as much. So they're trying to, they said, don't wear your glasses as much. Wear more of the contacts that's bifocal. Because she wears her glasses more, her vision will increase.
I see, because the glasses aren't bifocal.
No.
Right. Therefore,
So they're trying to slow it down. It's just a way of doing it.
crazy. I
Yes,
didn't know she
crazy.
was
I didn't
having
know
that
Yeah,
going on.
she was having that. So that's why I put her in contact lenses.
Right.
That's one of the reasons. She doesn't like the bifocal,
Yeah.
but
Bifocals suck.
it sucks.
I
Like,
have bifocals.
she's dizzy and she's like, oh, I can't read in front. So she has to take off her glasses, her contacts to read. Because it's just kind of, it's very too much noise.
Yeah.
Right. That
And
stinks.
It stinks. She's like, so I have readers. So
You should get her the half reader that fits
Readers,
on the end of her
oh,
nose, like
fuck.
Gigi
With a
wears.
chain.
Yeah, with a chain. Because so anyway,
poor
I'm
Kylie.
Kylie,
I
and
am. You're just
I'm the
like-
boss. Lily doesn't have any of this vision, does
Not
she?
yet.
But you don't have great vision, do you?
No, I have contact lenses.
Yeah.
Tom has 20/20, but he is now saying like, I think I need
Starting to
readers.
decline.
He's
Yeah.
been
Yeah,
re-
but
getting
yeah,
taken
but
by-
he's
in his
older.
Yeah,
He's, like that's
He's my
pretty
age. He's
normal.
48. That's
Yeah.
really normal.
Yeah,
I've had glasses since my 20s too, but I have an astigmatism.
I do too.
Yeah.
Me too.
And I just recently became like, you're blurry. But I can,
Oh my God! Without contacts, I couldn't see either of you.
Yeah, me too.
There's no way. Yeah.
I mean, I can see blurriness, but I have to wear my contacts all the time.
yeah, me too.
You don't wear contacts, right?
no, my doctor said I'm not bad enough to need contacts.
Really?
Yeah, but I have a really hard time. You know, my depth perception is what's off. Like things are blurry, whatever, but I can't tell like how far away the car is from me when I'm driving. So I have to wear
I'm not
glasses.
driving with you again.
No, that's why my sunglasses are prescription, and I either wear my sunglasses or my eyeglasses to drive because of the depth perception. My blurriness doesn't really change that much,
No,
but I have a hard time with depth.
Yeah, she's not
right?
driving us.
No,
to
I'm
the
great
road
with
trip.
glasses. I always drive with my glasses. I never drive without
yeah,
glasses.
okay.
We should probably wrap this podcast up. It's 10:30.
Okay.
It's late. I mean, I could talk forever.
I have to go
I know.
pee really bad.
You can't pee. There's no peeing. Good luck in that bathroom. You should go in my bathroom. You should see George's bathroom.
Oh, really?
It's a disaster from the hairdo
Oh,
stuff.
and all the maxi pads.
All the maxi pads. Oh,
The
yeah.
iron's still on.
Yeah, right. She did leave it on. I turned it off after, yeah. I turned the oven off. Freaking turn off the oven, Isla. Call me. Okay.
Kids are burning down your house.
Right? Let me make sure nobody's. Oh, shit. Just dropped her off.
Oh shit.
Oh, I've been home for half an hour. I had no idea.
Well, clearly she didn't text you.
Oh, you did? Okay.
You did? Oh, okay.
I had no
Thank
idea.
God for Halston.
That's great moms
God,
we have.
no.
Cheers,
I know.
guys. Well,
Cheers to
yes,
the moms.
Cheers to many more podcasts.
Well, thank you
It's
guys.
stupid.
Cheers. We won't. We don't have
Yes.
to. We'll
Yeah.
clink
Thank
really
you.
quick. Thank you.
Cheers to you.
Thank you for coming.
You've done it.
Thank you.
yes.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
There will be sponsorship or not. Either way,
know,
we'll
I'm
still,
not worried
we'll still
about
bring
it.
alcohol.
We'll sponsor
Mo
you.
and Shandon can.
Yes, we'll
sponsor,
bring
Yes.
alcohol.
No, you know what? I appreciate the support seriously from both of you, Kathy. Kathy.
Kathy, that's how we were just drinking.
Kathy, especially because you come every time I call. I don't call you as often because I just don't.
Yeah,
because
English is my second language.
No.
I get it, Leanne. I don't know Queen.
well, I've gotten a lot of ear beating about.
wait,
Do you have to
headband.
do it this time of day? Do you have to do it this time of day?
Headbands, like, oh, I don't get it.
This is in the middle of my day. I don't understand a podcast. What's the point of a podcast?
I didn't even know you taped the shit. Because I'm like wearing pajamas.
But
Yeah.
you said that last time. You got busted.
What, my pajamas? I didn't
No,
have
that you
pajamas.
didn't know it was being filmed.
Oh, the sunglasses.
So,
Sandy, see? Halston
but
is
seriously,
keeping it
I've
real.
gotten so many emails saying this is the dream team. You should have Kathy and Sandy every time. You're the dream team.
And
That's the
drinking and
dream
talking
team.
Shit.
So thank you. And I'm sorry that this particular episode was so hard for us to get together because of my teenage daughter and Halston being ill. I'll blame it mostly on Halston.
Halston, yes.
It's mostly
It's
Halston's fault.
definitely Halston's
But
fault.
thank you so much for being so supportive. This has been a really fun journey. So,
I'm so glad you've done it. I'm so proud of you.
well, thank you.
awesome.
That's really
Yeah,
sweet.
congrats.
Thank you. I'm proud of myself. It was
Yeah,
really
same.
cool. I was going to say this before, and then we'll wrap up. I went on that first week of Bert's tour. And, you know, Bert acts like I put Wife of the Party on the back of his bus, but I didn't. He did that. He did that because he said the reason when they showed us the bus wrap, like mock-up, I replied to everybody and I said, you don't want wife on the party on the back of this bus. This is Bert's tour. I have nothing to do with that tour. That makes me feel like a hanger on. Like I don't like that. And Bert responded to my text to the whole team saying, you're the reason I'm on this tour. So you should be on the back of the bus. And I was like, oh, that was really sweet. Okay. But of course, he still keeps acting like I put myself on the back of the bus. But
I think he wants you to be on the bus.
I think he wants me to be on the bus. That's true. But I was so surprised when I was at his first 4 cities on his tour, how many people took a picture with my back of the bus.
That's awesome.
And then they would come into me and go, I just want a picture with you. I mean, it'd be awesome to get a picture with Bert, but can I just have a picture with you? And it was really kind of cool where I thought, I didn't start this podcast, but it sounds stupid to say I didn't start it to be famous or anything. I really didn't, because I don't really care about that. I started it for a creative outlet and for some kind of fulfillment for me. And it's really done that. And it was really cool to see that so many people are responding positively. And so many men. I was shocked how many men wanted a picture with me. I was like, really? Like diehard Bert fans? I drove from Alaska to see Bert, but can I have a picture with you too? I was like, oh my God, that's kind of amazing.
That's
Thank you so
awesome.
much. It has made me feel really good. You know, being a mom, I think sometimes I think I forget that I was a writer and I had this career that had nothing to do with Bert or my kids, where studios were calling me to ask me to adapt a book into a screenplay. And, that was a really amazing thing. And I kind of forgot. I think I forgot that, that I have value too, other than just my household. I feel very valued in my household.
Not just delivering shoes and
Yeah.
necklaces
Jewelry.
and
Exactly. Not just delivering shoes and necklaces and jewelry, but that I have value outside of that. I think a lot of moms probably forget
Oh yeah.
that they have value outside of that nucleus, because the nucleus is your whole world. And of course it's very important, my family. But I think this podcast reminded me that I have value outside of that, and that value shouldn't be overlooked. And I've had so many people email me and say, you should publish your Bible. You should write a book about the stuff you talk about. And I keep starting and getting waylaid and off track by driving coats to people at school, and
Because you're very easy to talk to. You're like it's like
Well,
so
thanks.
easy, and just like, you listen, you have patience, and you just like anybody. You don't have judgment.
I don't have
It's
judgment.
genuine.
I hope I don't have judgment. I try really not to.
Yeah.
I try to feel like everybody.
Well, I think you
is
do have
valid.
judgment. I shouldn't say that. You do have judgment, but I don't think you're very critical.
Oh, I see.
You see, you like you do judge by giving the advice, but I guess it's judgment.
Maybe, but
You're
I
not very critical of, like you're not first to say, oh no, that's not, but you have a different way of looking at things, which is very reassuring. And sometimes it's like, wow, okay, you don't feel like you're alone.
right.
Like
Well,
you've
thank
been
you.
through that. So anyway, cheers to that.
Thank
cheers
you,
to many
Sandy.
more.
Thank you very
Yes.
much. Thank you guys for drinking with me on my first
Yeah.
drinking podcast. It was so long.
Well, we drink a lot, not just.
I know, not just that.
No, it's only
Right.
today.
Let's go steal a car and some gas.
Yeah, cheers.
Right?
to
Should we
that.
do it? Okay.